you were on the road with Norm, and a lot of us, when Norm passed, were shocked. And I kept thinking, oh, I must have been the only person that didn't know. And people all thought, well, Conan, you knew Norm, and he does his classic appearances on your show, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, I know. We were desperately trying to get him back. I desperately wanted Norm on my last episode. We were trying to get him and not getting an answer back. And I thought, well, he just doesn't want to come. And I was bummed about it, but thought he's probably got other things to do. That's too bad. Get his all-time great guest. And then he dies. And I just thought, well, I didn't know, but everyone else must have known. And then Jim Downey called me and said, you know, more or less, Conan, fuck you for not telling me about Norm. And I said, Jim, I didn't know. And Jim Downey said,
I would think Downey might know.
No, Jim didn't know. Yeah. Did you know?
I did not know.
And you were touring with him.
Well, I'd done some gigs with him, and then before COVID, me, him, and Dennis Miller was our last one together. But great, super fun, obviously. And then, but you know, we would talk, and it was more about coming over for dinner. Same thing, where he didn't tell me because he'd go, no, I can't. And then I go, well, it's just me and you sitting 10 feet apart, but something to do. And he's like, yeah, okay, for sure. And then that night I go, where are you? He goes, David, it's COVID. And I go, what is it? So you're not coming? We're not supposed to leave the house. I go, I know, but we've talked about this. Like, you're allowed to go places. And then, oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's do it next week then. And then he just did that routine. And then until it was too late, but I didn't know. So I don't know who knew. I think Gervitz knew, and maybe
I think Gervitz and Lori Joe. Yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
And I think, I think two things about it, and they're diametrically opposed. One is, I wish I had known, because I would have told him what he meant to me.
Yeah.
And there's that feeling why I wish I had known. And so initially I was mad that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side, which is great respect for him wanting to keep it private.
Yeah.
And him not wanting people to treat him any differently because he was sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have both feelings at the same time.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, it was just so overwhelmingly horrible that I just like. Then later it took me how it affected me, where like I was mad at him.
Yeah.
But by the way, just not to lighten up the feel here, because I know it's getting sad. But when we were at the memorial or whatever that special was
for Norm,
yeah, where we were watching the special. Remember that we watched his special. That's why the cameras are there.
That's a separate. That was a thing.
Wasn't that after the memorial? You're
talking about two different things. No, there was a kind of a eulogy for Norm that I sort of spoke at
again
and brought people up, and then there was a separate thing where Norm had made. He was planning to do it was fascinating. He was planning to do an hour, and he had an hour together, or 50 minutes, and he really had it in his mind, and he knew, I believe, and Lori Joe would know better, I don't want to speak for her, but I think he was planning to go into the hospital for what he thought was going to be
something routine maintenance.
Routine maintenance treatment for his condition. Yeah. So what he did was he said, before I go into the hospital, I want to record. So he recorded using similar technology.
Amateur way, like
literally just a camera there. I mean, we're doing here is far more sophisticated. And he did from memory his whole 50 minutes. And it was really funny and great. He goes into the hospital and he dies. And then Lori Joe found the tape.
Yeah.
And they thought, to round out the special or to give it something else, let's have you, me, Sandler, Chappelle, Letterman. Who else was there? It was
one more. Molly?
Molly was there. Molly Shannon.
Maybe
a bunch
that was it.
Might have been it. It was, and had us watch it. We hadn't seen it. Watch it in real time.
That part was a little weird because
and then
cameras filming us.
Yes, and then talk about it right afterwards. And that part, I mean, I think it came out really well, but I remembered it was very powerful to be in a room and have everyone else leave and shut the doors and then suddenly Norm was there.
Yeah.
And he's being hilarious and we're laughing and loving it. And then it's over. And then I think we just started talking about it. Got a little
teary-eyed at parts though, because you're just watching him going and then you start drifting your mind going, okay, it's over. This is right before. And then we talk and then it's funny because we're all talking. And then also we're like, just a weird scene.
Yeah.
Will that ever be released, do you think?
It was.
I think
and
it
won an
was.
Emmy.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it was
Do you have
released.
Netflix?
I think it's on Netflix.
It's like,
oh, your mistakes get cut out. That's nice. Yes, it won a,
Can you edit out me laughing at 9/11?
No?
Okay.
Because we never forget.
Called Nothing Special.
We never forget who thinks
called
it's
Nothing
funny
Special.
stuff.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
called Nothing Special and it won an Emmy.
Was it called Nothing Special?
What's that?
Was it called Nothing Special?
Yeah.
Norm
Is this the
MacDonald,
thing that
Nothing.
you guys are watching is aired? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
The
whole
his material.
No. Just so we're
Has
clear.
he been listening?
This is his first podcast.
Is he new?
He won a contest.
Is he a contest he gets to
he's
sit
a contest winner. He got to fly in, and we didn't. He told him not to talk. And
He
then
loves
he's
that
not
I make fun
that
of him.
microphone isn't even real.
Yeah.
No, it was the special was. You see, it plays Norm's special, and then you see our reaction to it.
Okay.
So that's the whole. So you see both.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Don't be
Gotcha.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, be sorry.
And that's humanity. You should feel terrible
Yeah.
about your
Okay.
crimes.
We should edit that out.
You know,
We'll
at
edit all that
the
out.
memorial, the first one with the dolly shots, whatever that one was,
Yeah.
that you were falling everywhere.
Where I did, when people die, I'm mourning them, I tend to do a tumbling act.
Yeah, you
for
were
a little
just
bit, just
getting,
to sort of loosen
you
up
were
the crowd.
Also, by the way, I think it was like 4 inches, and the next one was like 9 inches because everybody, their toe hit that fucking thing. I'm still mad about that step. But I left in between that, and then there was like a part 2, or maybe it was I'm confusing him, but I had to come back.
Yeah.
So I had or I just left during it because it was getting too sad. So I ran out. This is when I went to McDonald's, and in the Amazon special, I talk about that exact thing. I went to McDonald's in my suit and was in line, and the crazy guy comes out of the bushes and takes off shirts, starts smacking
Yes.
the guy ordering.
Yep.
So I go, let's back up, but let's park. I want to watch. So I went in, and that whole thing takes place from the Norm MacDonald thing.
I didn't really. Okay, so that happened from the Norm thing.
That's a real story, and it was really happening. And I did get scared when he came in because I thought we were going to get in a fight.
You, first of all, I want it noted that someone you were very close to, a colleague and a cherished person, passed away, and you were present at the memorial, but walked out halfway through to go to McDonald's.
But
then something funny happened, which you could use in your special
No,
Dandelion.
because
So
I had
guess
already
we got
done
that
my
all set.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did your set, so then you're out of there. I scored, and now it's time for some chicken McNuggets.
Oh,
Maybe I'll get some. You know,
I try to sound real, and it's too many comics there, and I'm trying to sound like say nice stories about Norm, and everyone's just looking for punchline. It's such a weird scene because it's all comedians, and you're just like, I'm just going to leave here, and everyone's going to be like, who did well? You know what I mean? It's like, that's everything.
It is. Okay, let's talk about this. This is a real phenomenon.
Yes.
Where a funny person dies.
Yes.
Who are their friends? Other funny,
Yes.
professionally funny people. We get together when people pass on, when they die, and there's a gathering, people speak, but you've got a room full of people who are competitive about getting up and being funny. And it's a strange phenomenon. These things are weird because you think, nope, it's not about that. But there's some part of you that wants to do well.
And there's some nerves and some awkwardness. And I think it started, I went to Gary Shandling's funeral, and then everyone was like, Bill Maher did great.
Yeah.
And I kept going.
God.
And then everyone was like,
can I say something? Maher used props. And that, he had a lot of balloons. He was doing balloon work.
Oh,
he was? I don't remember that.
I
he
remember
had
it
some good
clearly.
stuff.
And he had a whole trunk like Gallagher or Gallagher 2.
That was being filmed too.
Yeah.
I think Apatow filmed
Yeah, they
it.
had to, yeah.
Has
Did
that
they
been
film it
released?
for something, for a documentary?
Oh, I thought Gallagher was. Sorry,
What's
I got
that?
confused. I thought.
So
Gallagher,
you guys are here to help. Is
Yeah,
that
I
the
know.
idea?
We're.
She's throwing confusion.
I am.
You should do Gallagher 3. Do you know what Gallagher 2 is?
Gallagher 2 is his brother.
Yeah, and he does Gallagher's act.
Right, but I think have they both passed on to their reward? I think Gallagher won.
Well, according to this podcast, I'm sure they did, because everyone's dying so far that we talk
I
about.
know. You guys are talking a
well,
lot
I'm
of.
sorry,
It's
but
a lot of death.
I'm sorry, we're jinxing everyone.
I
we
know.
are two survivors
Yeah.
here. You know,
We're
Sona,
like
you
the
and
two
Gorley
people
are
that-
young people. You don't know what it's like. We have been through the shit. We're like guys that were in war together.
We're like in the Titanic.
No.
We're
Yeah.
just talking about
We're
it.
on
Yeah.
SNL together. I don't think that's.
I know.
It's a
Or
lot
quite as
like the
bad.
Titanic
Is it?
SNL.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
SNL. God, we talk about SNL forever. It's so embarrassing, but it is something to talk about. Right?
He said doodling. Hey, if you're bored, just let me
No,
know.
I'm
I
not.
think this is, I actually
No,
love
I
talking
like
about
it.
this stuff and it's meaningful to me.
No,
and for you
because
to,
we were both there.
and if you want to take a break and go to McDonald's, go ahead and I'll just keep talking. You can get yourself the McGriddle, whatever it's called.
I've just been riding my bike. It's been pretty sweet. Riding my bike in New York is amazing, too, because you ride it on the West Side bike path. I passed this guy, and all of a sudden he went, "Way to go, fat ass." He's like, "Yeah, I'm on drugs. It's for my prostate."
Do you really ride your bike around the city?
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah,
You're
the
a madman.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's the greatest way to get around. All of a sudden people think, no, that couldn't be Mork. No.
Have you seen they have the new bikes,
That you can rent?
the city bikes you can rent, but it's people like from Belgium that don't know the city and they don't have helmets and they're just like,
Yeah, they're like, okay, we're going to go out now. Here we go. And New Yorkers are going, get the off that bike.
But I'm amazed that no one has been hurt.
They're doing wonderfully. That really is this thing. It works itself out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you see them and it's like, all of a sudden even angels are flying behind them going, please be careful. But it's
Trying to
very
protect
sweet. You're right. It is basically Europeans going, how do I get downtown? Follow the numbers. The numbers get lower. Okay.
It's
And then
such
where
a
do you, the
peculiar
next stop you go,
thing.
where are you? Brooklyn. Welcome. But you're right. No helmets. There should be a little hand that says some sort of safety device. for it.
Bubble wrap or something,
just
man,
like
'cause-
a small, just a little, like maybe a condom, something fun.
But don't you think for New Yorkers, they're just thinking like, it's so hard every day not to just go like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I ride my bike in L.A., and that's where it really gets kind of crazy. I mean,
Oh, really?
I'll be riding. The weird thing is I've been living in L.A. now because of the show.
Yeah.
I don't do very well in it. I got stopped by a cop once in L.A., and he gave me a script instead of a ticket. It was like, he went like, here, Mr. Williams, how are you? And if you don't like this, please give it to Eddie Murphy. Thanks.
that's.
But
I
riding
can
a bike in
imagine.
LA is truly kind of dangerous because you'll be and all of a sudden they really do. Because everyone's like, you know, they're all talking, they're texting, and everything.
Right.
And you just have to be like, no.
But you're for real though. You don't. You take this very seriously. You've done bike treks, like you've done, 2 weeks going across like continents and stuff. Like
No, I'm not that serious.
Oh, really? I thought. Didn't you train with like the guy who won the Tour de France, Greg LeMond, or something like that, and like rode with him for a little bit?
Yeah, I rode with him one time, and I used to ride with Lance in the old days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Used to ride behind the Unibowler.
Did you really? You rode with Lance Armstrong?
I rode with him, yeah, once or twice. But he's so good. He'd be on the phone. He's been doing all this stuff. He's hands free. I'm like, you bastard.
Right. But he tears it up. Now, what is this? You're back doing a series
Yes, sir.
in L.A.
In L.A.
Well, why?
It's a job, brother. It's a job, but it was also David E. Kelly. I had a meeting with him.
Well, that guy's unbelievable. He's a
Sweet
tremendous
guy,
writer.
sweet, good man, and a wonderful guy to work with. And he's a tough laugh, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't laugh as much. You do something really funny, and this is all you're getting. You're like, huh.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's like, it'd be like, oh, ah. That's like a standing ovation for him. But he's a great writer, and I thought, okay, I'll take a shot with you, and
Right.
go,
Now, is it hard for you with a guy like that? I think that's probably hard because.
Well,
you
when
and
I did
are-
Mork and Mindy years ago, it
Yeah.
was like, you go back 32 years ago when I did Mork and Mindy.
That was 32 years.
There was tape back then. There were only 3 networks, and the only thing that was wired was me. I was on everything but skates, but it was crazy.
I know. I've read the story.
Yes, I went to rehab in wine country just to keep my options open.
How does it feel now? Do you feel like this is the sobriety and the learning that you've done? Is it a new lease on life? Do you feel like the same person? Yeah. Like, what is it? Does the brain? Were you worried when I remember when I quit doing drugs and smoking?
You remember that now?
Yes, I do. But I remember being very fearful that I would lose my ability to work, to be funny, or to write. That I thought that they were somehow connected.
Well, I think there's a higher power. There's also a lower power.
Yeah.
There's the lower power that goes, text that girl with you and show her pictures of your junk. It's okay. Yeah. She's not going to share that with anybody. And the same lower power goes, you know, you need this. Come on now. I relapsed. I was up in Alaska, and all of a sudden, I hadn't been sober for 20 years, and all of a sudden, I walked into a store and saw a little bottle of Jack Daniels and went, that'll be fine. That'll be okay. The moment I had the first sip, it was like, all of a sudden, it was like, welcome back, ass. A week later, I was walking down the street and with like 10 little bottles of Jack Daniels in my pockets. I sounded like a wind chime. It was like, and I got I got down so quick. So I went right to blackouts. And it's a misnomer. They call it blackouts. It's not. It's like sleepwalking with activities. That's your brain going, we're going to do stuff you're not going to know. You wake up in a small field going, where am I? Me. It's just crazy stuff. But I think that's the illusion. And I think like you come through it and you realize, yes, you can create better. You can get back and it's just and the main operative word is fear. And like you said, the fear's there and you try and overcome it with that. But you know, if you can deal with the fear and then realize some of it's real, some of it isn't, and then come through that, you get deeper, boss. You get deep.
And the lifestyle is so conducive to that type because we are generally bored individuals. And we're working 40 minutes a night in Winnipeg for 2 straight weeks.
Oh, is it?
And there's that is.
Don't make them angry. They're Canadians.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
You're the nicest country in the world. You're like a sweet apartment over a meth lab. It's really.
But it is that idea of like, and so during the day you don't have anything to do with yourself, and you think like, I bet I could make a crack pipe. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, hey, why don't we have a project?
That's like, when does your lower voice have activities? It's got hobbies. Like, what do you do? I'm making a crack pipe.
You send it to camp and then see what happens.
Whoop-de-doo.
How you doing, pal? I'm doing good. I miss you. I was telling you this backstage. One of the few comics when I don't hear your comedic voice for all, I miss it. It's so funny and I'm so glad to see you coming back to TV.
Hey, listen, man. I like all your politics.
Thank you, Norm. I appreciate that. Now, you're Canadian. Your government has collapsed. It's completely collapsed.
It has?
It's completely collapsed.
Well, the good thing is it doesn't matter at all. This is why, you know, because you're such a political guy, and I realized when I came here, because I was never political, and it's because you're from America and I'm from Canada, and in America you have a duty to be political, because you vote for the wrong guy, he blows up the world. Right? Now, in Canada, here's our elections in Canada. Go, hey, listen, how does that guy stand on the bridge building? It's always, that's every time. One guy goes, I think we should build the bridge. And the other guy's, I don't care for the bridge. So
it's all bridge-based politics.
We don't got they never gave us no red phone. You know, you're president. I thought you were political.
No, I didn't realize we had a red phone.
You don't realize the president has a red phone?
But here's what it's come to be for in America.
And you're the most trusted man in America?
No, I'm not trusted. It seems like now, no matter who we vote for, no matter which guy we get, we still blow it out of the world. So, at a certain point, maybe we just like blowing stuff up.
Americans? Well, listen, if I was president, man, I'd get on that red phone right away and blow something up.
But what would you blow up first?
What would I blow up?
Yeah.
That stupid high school I went to for...
Empty building, of course.
But listen, man, I'll tell you this, though. With the streets of Libya running with blood...
Okay, I'll buy your premise.
Yeah. Listen, the Egyptians are so brave, you know, and the guys in Tripoli trying to take over, and Bahrain. Here's what I'm trying to get at. I'm from Canada. We got a queen. She lives in England, right? We're so we can't get. Seriously, I could get a bunch of buddies of mine. I swear to God, I could get 2 or 3 dozen buddies of mine. We could go over to Buckingham Palace takeover.
I would totally do that with you.
It's an old bag in a castle.
You know what is the most difficult part of that? Finding which room she's in. Do you have any idea? If you go attack her, there's like 130 rooms. We'd probably lose interest before we got to her.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. But you know, Gaddafi is surrounded by what is he surrounded by?
Bahrain.
I'm
guessing he's surrounded by like dancing girls. He's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, he's a nutbag.
No, he likes the ladies. That's what I heard.
Did you know he has a Ukrainian nurse who apparently is...
Well, follows her everywhere. Yeah, pretends he's a nurse, but I've heard that maybe there's a little hanky-panky going on. Listen, I don't want to badmouth Gaddafi. I want to talk about Watson the computer.
Oh, let's talk about that. I'm happy to talk about that.
You know that character?
I love that guy. He was on Jeopardy. He crushed.
Yeah, he was on Jeopardy, and he crushed. You guys know Watson the computer?
Sure. Terrific.
Yeah. So, I watched it. It was cool. And the funny thing was, like, they were like, I wonder if, who's going to win? Watson the computer? Or that guy that works down at the hat store? And... First of all, I don't think he should be called Watson, because wasn't Watson the guy that didn't know Sherlock Holmes?
He was the helper. It should be Sherlock.
Yeah, Watson was like, hey, what about this? And then he'd go, elementary, my idiot friend. So he should have been called Sherlock. But anyways, you know.
No, it was a good aside.
So, so Watson naturally he's a computer.
Crushed him.
Yeah. Killed them, you know? And even his stories were better, you know what I mean? You notice that? Like when Alex Trebek would say the story, I go, Watson, I understand you have a story about jail, you know? And then Watson was like, yes, one time Oscar Wilde was in prison and George Bernard Shaw came to him and said, why, Oscar, what are you doing in there? To which Oscar Wilde quickly retorted, why, George Bernard, what are you doing out there? You know? And the guy next to him was like, God damn, I was going to tell my story about the hat. I gave the guy the wrong hat that time.
When does this show come on? When does the show come on air? Richard Lewis was the host of, it was
Young Comic Special.
Right, it was 24 years
and you
ago.
looked like me back then. You were 10 and I was about 21.
Why, you know why I keep having you back on the show, to find out what I'm going to look like. I keep bringing you on. I brought you on right now to go, all right, that'll be fine.
Better than that. I could have gone to Woodstock, but it was drizzling and I stayed home, okay? But I went to a lot of stuff when I was 16 and 17. Now, if I had anybody in that mug, he could have been my son and it would have been unbelievable. I love it. And you know what I've done?
Can I tell you something?
Sure, whatever, it's your show.
That was nicer than anything my real father ever said to me. Here's the nicest thing my real father ever said to me. You're like something that happened when I something in the mud.
No, but you would have been my son, and I would have been proud of you, but I would have asked you for one thing. Money.
Do you remember the first thing? I met you at Caroline's. I opened for you at Caroline's when it was still at the Seaport.
Back in like the early 80s.
It was back in late 80s.
Yeah, all right.
Do you remember the first thing you ever said to me? First line, I'll never forget it.
You could have been my son if I someone in the mud.
No! The first thing Richard Lewis ever said to me in my life, and I was a huge fan and remain a huge fan, was, I have terrible diarrhea.
I said that?
It was the first line you ever said to me. I have terrible diarrhea.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I was coming back at Caroline's. Remember, there was no green room. I was going to put my coat back, and I had my coat right up on the hook, and all of a sudden I hear from the corner, I have terrible diarrhea.
Let me just jump to something. About 9 months ago, I did the Fallon show. But 2 nights before,
yes,
I know, and I had food poisoning. So my wife was with me, my publicist. You can't go on because no matter what I've done in my career, if I would have taken a dump, it would have been Wikipedia. On the Fallon show.
I'm going to do you a favor.
No, I got to finish.
No, let me do you a favor.
I can't finish the story. I got 25 seconds.
You can finish it when I'm done with the favor.
You know, I could have had you as a son if I somebody at Woodstock.
Settle down. Wikipedia. Take care of that for him. They're going to write it down for you.
No, let me just dig.
Keep going.
I'll do it fast because I hate leaving.
Do it.
Because in the middle of a sentence you go, "We're gonna lose everybody," and I could get a stroke. I could get a stroke. I'm in my 60s. Now listen, what happened?
Are you in your 60s?
I'm in my 60s. Please, just
You look terrible. 60s?
I shaved for you. I dressed up.
When you came out, I swear to God, I thought the Bible has come alive. I had no idea. 60s?
And why do they always put the Bible in the hotel room? I want a Jewish delicatessen takeout order on the other side. I mean, I kid the Mormons, but I don't care about the Salt Lake. I want a pastrami sandwich. So anyway, I had a stomach poison. You know, when you have that, you're on the toilet for 28 hours, and I had
What had you eaten? What had you eaten?
It was food poisoning, and I had a recovery. No, that's what it is.
I know,
so
but
my wife says you
specifically.
can't go on Fallon, and my publicist says I'm not canceling. The show must go on. So she went. I said, do me a favor, get me the pens, so in case it happens, no one will know. I mean, Fallon could have been like a porcupine. He could have done that. But I didn't do anything. But you got me like this Calvin Klein. They come out with Calvin Klein. Can I stand up?
I'd like that.
So you put the Calvin Klein in, and it sucks your stomach in like a girdle. So I look like $1 million. So they said, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Lewis. Hey, how are you? How's everything going? So I told my wife. So when I did the show, it went well. And then I went out and snuck out and bought 12 pair. So the whole trip in New York, my wife's friends, he looks great for 60.
Let me tell you something.
Go. I know. How many? We have a minute and a half.
No, but that is
what?
In terms of a billboard in Times Square for Calvin Klein. Richard Lewis.
I love
in his Depends.
Mortality a lot lately, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, you turn 70 and it's you can't run from it.
Ah, fuck! I was hoping you could. Sports celebrities in the audience. I see Tiger Woods right there. Tiger Woods. How about that?
Thank you for everything. Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen. That was very sweet, Norm. Good night, everybody.
You're Norm MacDonald, and you are shattering my energy. Like, you could have whatever you want, clearly you want nothing, and you just want to be depressed. You're depressed.
No, I'm not depressed at all. I'm in no ways depressed. Having nothing and having something are exactly the same thing.
And in spite of that, please welcome Norm MacDonald.
Hi, what's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I told the murderers. Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to. You're not allowed to put out no.
Did you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on with it.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up. Shut up. Look,
Norm is the reason that I ever wanted to do Weekend Update, and so tonight we thought we'd turn the last few jokes of Update over to Norm.
Thanks, I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California.
Norm is a stand-up comedian, perhaps best known nationally for his 4-year stint as Weekend Update anchor, which ended when he was fired for refusing to adapt his comedic style and ease up the jokes on certain topics. But doing things his way is really the story of his life. I only know of Norm from the last few years, after seeing several YouTube clips and then reading articles and becoming more and more mesmerized the more I dig into the guy. And I'm not telling any tales out of school when I say Norm is the most refreshing Hollywood persona I've yet to come across.
Because it's funny with Saturday Night Live, isn't it? The people that either they go on to huge fame or they fizzle into oblivion generally.
Yeah. And it's...
Then there's me.
And then there's you.
No, but...
It won't go away.
You know where I differ from a lot of people? When I...
Really? Insanely different from everyone else. Andy, you said something once. You said to me, that guy doesn't care in a way that frightens me.
You just throw stuff out there, then you get everyone worked up, and then you go, nah, and then you give...
I'm a provocateur.
The originals stand out the most, and they stay with us long after they're gone. And there was no one more original than Norm MacDonald.
He had this seeming indifference about whether the crowd liked it or not. He was going to do what he was going to do.
He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case...
I have always said to people, if you want to really see me laugh, and this is long before Norm passed, if you really want to see what it looks like when I am laughing, watch a Norm MacDonald segment.
What are you doing now?
I just saw on the TV my hair.
Okay.
All right. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little commercial break.
Okay, great.
And I'm going to get security in here. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to you some more because you're going to have some fluids during the break and stuff.
Fluids?
Yeah, you'll see. We'll get that Tanya girl to get them for you.
I thought when you said that, I thought you meant fluids out of my ass. Play the dumb guy, you know? Play the everyman. Nobody likes a guy smarter than them. That's the worst guy you can be. A guy smarter than the audience. They're gonna hate you. And so I meet celebrities, and I know as soon as I shake their hand, I know, hey, there's a dumb guy. You know, because I'm a dumb guy myself, and I got that, you know how gay guys have the gaydar? I'm like that with dumb people. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Hey, I could have a conversation with you, man.
This act, coming from a guy who graduated high school at 14, enrolled in college to study math, and by all accounts was extremely well-versed in Russian literature.
He would pretend like oh, I'm reading Dostoevsky, what is it? Dostoevsky, pretend he didn't know who it is, you know?
He also broke character once and won the $1 million prize on Celebrity Millionaire, but Regis basically talked him out of the final question.
Tell me what you want to do.
I think Pinehurst is too obvious, so I guess I will say what's the matter? Greenbrier. What are you making that face for?
Did you say Greenbrier?
Yeah.
You would have won $1 million, but... 500,000, come on, be happy.
Norm is first and foremost smart, next funny, and thirdly, most importantly perhaps, endlessly appealing. Why doesn't a guy like that get to have an hour every night?
My sister texted me the day after he died. I was at the show and I was in your office. You weren't there. And Norm MacDonald walked in and I introduced myself and he sat down and talked to me for an hour and asked me questions about myself and made me laugh. He
goes, there's no war in Vietnam. You're like, you're all mad at it.
Maybe the funniest thing about this story is that there's a 1997 Rolling Stone article where the writer, he's doing like an SNL article or something. So he's in Norm's office, and he notes that on Norm's bulletin board, there's only 3 things, one of which is a letter from the assistant athletic director at Iowa. And it's basically a disinvitation from a charity golf event, which Norm was supposed to play in the next day. But his stand-up was so offensive that they uninvited him. And then Norm put this on his bulletin board like a trophy.
Because he literally, like, he just didn't care. He really didn't care. People say that, and they're lying.
No, he really genuinely
didn't care. I mean, watch his roast, watch his talk show appearances. He doesn't give a
At my roast, he says, Saget, I can't roast you. You're my friend. And I go, Norm, just do it and curse a little bit. I don't want to curse. I'm going to read jokes from a 40s joke book. There was silence in the room.
No, I think that Bob should join the Ku Klux Klan. And that's not because he's racist. He's not racist. It's just that he'd look a lot better with a hood over his head on account of his face.
And then he got emotional because we're friends. And he started saying, I love you. I don't like to make fun of my friends. And I just think the world of you.
Bob, honestly, has never had an unkind word for anybody. And I love him, and I hope everybody else does. So I just want to say that. With all your wealth and your success, and this is serious from the heart, you know, you got to remember, this is a saying I made up. There are a lot of ships that are very valuable, right? Like, you probably think a golden ship was valuable.
Yes, okay. There are a lot of ships out there.
You would think a solid gold ship would be very valuable, or a solid platinum ship.
Yes.
A ship made only of diamonds. I don't know if it would float. I don't know. But you know, you would think that would be the most valuable ship. But you know what, sir? It is not. You know what your most valuable ship is?
What is that?
Friendship. The biggest laughs you'll ever hear in life are, well, I got a Thanksgiving dinner with a bunch of loved ones, and nothing funny is said, and it just comes from love. I find that to be a taboo subject, and yet it's central to everything there is. My mother's so happy. She lives beside me, 86 years old. She's so happy. I would trade, and you know, I've never seen anything shine from her eyes, just love. I don't think she's ever let an ironic phrase, you know, pass her time. You know, she's just a great person, and she's so happy. Like, she'll come back. She'll go to the grocery store, come back, go, Norm, that was an amazing story. I said, what happened? She goes, a woman was buying a pineapple. It was $1.49 last week. It was $1.19. I'm like, that's not a story, you old bag. What the fuck?
That's too dirty. Let's do a nice joke to clean it up.
Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff. You should let me read this ahead. Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff his cock in them. Oh, wait, that's just assholes.
I guess my overall feeling is life is sort of absurd. It's absurd where I am. Don't you ever wake up, Larry, and feel it's absurd where you are in life?
The whole thing is weird.
The whole thing, yeah.
I think that has a great deal to do with his success, that he actually didn't really care on some level. Like, obviously, he wanted to be successful and wanted to be and do well, but at some point, I think he sort of knew what was important and what wasn't.
Life is fantastic.
Yeah.
I like life, man.
You do, really?
I'm like, man, it's the greatest gig in the world, being live. You get to eat at Denny's, wear a hat, whatever you want.
Yeah. Get haircuts. It is.
Are you a happy person, like, in general?
No, I mean, I think things are funny,
right.
So I laugh a lot.
But that doesn't necessarily translate into, like, happiness on a...
if I'm laughing, I'm happy, I guess.
Do you have a nice house?
No, I live in a very small apartment.
You have an apartment?
Yes.
Oh. I'm surprised that you don't have, like, a big, you're Norm MacDonald.
Well, I don't like things.
Oh.
No, I've always felt very burdened down by them. I bought a house for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And it was like I was walling myself into a fucking mausoleum or something. All of a sudden, I'm like,
when you had money.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I don't want a bunch of stuff. When you're really poor, you don't expect anything of yourself, and you're happy with any measure of success. And it's only as you get more successful that you start to envy, and you know what I mean. And especially in this town.
What turns you off? In general.
What turns me off?
Yeah.
Smugness. Like I always ask people, I go, what do you know for sure? Because of course the answer is nothing. Like I remember when I realized I didn't like sunsets at one point in my life. And I was like, what the fuck am I looking at this shit? I don't even like it. And I realized that I just thought I liked it because I was told they were supposed to be beautiful or something. But you just have certain moments in your life where you come to for a second with some lucidity. I stumped a fucking psychiatrist once. I said to the guy, because I was fucking gambling all the time, shit, right? I had a gambling addiction. He said, you're using gambling in order to escape your real thoughts. Mm-hmm. And I said to him, isn't that why you do everything in life? And literally, I stumped him.
He had no answer.
He was like, ah. And then he recovered and tried to make it. But isn't that why you do everything?
Yes.
So you're not sitting at home thinking about what's really going to happen to us?
where it all ends? What was your gambling poison there? What did you enjoy? Sports gambling.
Yes. But like when I watch a game and I have a bunch of money on it, then I can understand what's going on. Nothing's ambivalent or anything about it, you know.
And there's stakes.
There's stakes. Like I went broke like a few times when I actually had lots of money.
Gambling.
3 times.
Gambling.
With gambling, yeah. And I mean broke, dead broke.
Have you ever texted with Norm?
No, I haven't, no.
He just goes, he waits days, and then at 3 a.m, David, hello, it's me, Norm. I go, Norm, what are you doing? Are you answering me from 4 days ago? Is that what you're doing? Dave, it's Norm. Do you like money? Yes, Norm, I like money. Why? Would you like to have more money than all your wildest dreams? Yes, I would. And then an hour later, would you like to walk into a dealership and point to a car and then just buy it? I go, of course. How? And then 3 hours later, bet the over in the Blackhawks game in the first quarter.
I did a stupid thing one time.
Okay, he's ready to talk.
At Atlantic City, on the boardwalk, I threw $60,000 into the ocean.
What? No way.
Yeah, to quit. That was my thing. I'm going to quit.
Why did you just quit and keep the 60?
It was supposed to be like I felt like I was in a movie.
Wow. How do you do that?
Well, you kind of at the end of it, it's happening.
Yeah.
Because it does it's exhausting.
Yeah.
To be obsessed with something.
Right.
So you are, I guess, trying to do it, trying to finish it off.
Right.
Finally. Because if you have $450,000 in the bank, and then you lose $400,000, you go, fuck it. I don't want to fucking have $50,000.
And you did that 3 times.
3 times in my life, yeah. When I was very young, I was very, very, very shy and very afraid of everything.
Aren't you still afraid of everything? I am.
No, I'm not afraid of everything. I'm afraid of very few things.
Like what?
Illness, death.
And he won't be fully appreciated until he's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Norm MacDonald.
Who knows, I mean, who knows how you're going to die? I mean, we all know now. But think back a week ago.
It really sticks out, but again, people don't identify it as great at the beginning, I guess, like your parents.
Yeah.
But the other comics did.
Yeah, other comics just knew it was different and that I didn't waste any time. When you tell a story, you can have 5 minutes without a laugh and people are still interested in the story. But when you're telling little one-liners, you're kidding me.
Somebody in the control, what did he pass from?
It was cancer.
Has he been sick?
Cancer?
9 years.
He's had 9 years of cancer?
He kept it a secret from his family. And friends.
When people confess things, and they're told how brave they are, because they have cancer or something, and they talk about it. Well, everyone has cancer. I mean, it's not rare at all. And then if I had a specific ailment, and possibly I do, you don't know.
I don't know.
But I would not talk about it. I would not. I hope that I would not discuss it, and I'd just try to benefit monetarily from that.
When Norm passed, it was widely reported that he had been diagnosed with cancer 9 years prior, in 2012. And when making this video, I came across a little more info. A few people who knew him at a much younger age say he battled cancer his entire life. The only thing I could find strong evidence of is his stomach cancer he had in 1986 that actually kept him from doing comedy for over a year. This is a recount from Laura Ray, a comedian who was friends with Norm back in 1986.
And then, lo and behold, then he came in, I remember, late one day, and he goes, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I was throwing up blood, right? And we're like, Norm, that's not good. Go to the hospital. And so Norm went to the hospital, and it turned out he had stomach cancer. And they took out, I think, almost half to 3/4 of his stomach. And so during that time, it was very difficult. And we thought that Norm was going to die. And I think he did come close to dying. And part of the checking of the abdomen and the rubbing of the belly was from that initial bout of cancer. I think partially it's comfort and partially it's just, there's still a bit of residual kind of pain and tightening.
But Norm never lost to cancer. He beat it at least once. In the last instance, ended in
exist.
But he didn't know anything, so.
Right, he didn't, but looking at that picture didn't terrify him that he didn't exist. When I was a boy, I was sure I'd never make it past Moose Creek, Ontario, Canada, but I've been all over this world, except for Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and South America. The only thing an old man can tell a young man is that it goes fast, real fast. And if you're not careful, it's too late. Of course, the young man will never understand this truth. And as for my gambling, it is true, I lost it all a few times. But that's because I always took the long shot and I never came in. And if you're at the table and you're rolling them bones, and there's no money in playing it safe, you have to take all your chips and put them on double six and watch as every eye goes to you and then to those red dice doing their wild dance in freezing time before finding the cruel green felt. I've been lucky. Like my friend Billy Joe Shaver, a country singer, he said, I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm going to be a diamond someday. When I have my funeral,
Yeah.
and most of these funerals, crying and sad and everything like that, and that's what I'd like, I don't want, I've heard of other ones, let's have a party. Whoa, whoa.
No party.
There'll be a lot of party days later. But right now, I'm dead. I mean, people should be talking, crying. And that's the way it is, folks. Good night and good luck.
Here, Adam, do a joke. All right. A good name for a dog is Syndrome. That then when he tries to attack someone, you can yell Down Syndrome.
Don't laugh.
It's not.
I
mean, it's yeah.
That's like
it was a little insensitive, I guess.
Some of the 200 Nigerian schoolgirls kidnapped by extremists in Nigeria have been forced to marry their kidnappers. And worse than that, they've been forced to laugh at their husbands' stories, even after hearing them for the umpteenth time.
You know something.
Yeah, I know.
It's very hard to make a joke about those girls who are kidnapped. When I hear about those things, that is one of the worst. And
yet you got a big laugh out of yours.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got it.
Now, as an old-timey broadcaster, do you have other old-timey broadcaster friends?
Well, they
Who would they be like? Tom Snyder, was he a radio
I knew
radio
Tom
guy?
well. Sure. Arthur Godfrey was one of my heroes. Red Barber, the Dodger announcer. Yeah. I lived for radio and then television, and Mike Wallace was a great friend. I love Mike. He did me on 60 Minutes, and it was really great. They were very laudatory. And he said to me, "We were so good to you, I'm going to kill the next 3 guys we do." Mike was a grand guy. I said, he had dementia at the end. That's funny to you, huh? You know, McDonald, I want to tell you.
No, it's a very odd thing to say.
If you're looking to broaden your horizons, I don't think it's wise to laugh at someone who had dementia.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing that you said.
He was
you
the best.
Just said.
I loved him.
Mike Wallace was a great guy. He had dementia at the end. It has heavy duty grilling grates. Why are you laughing? You think the grilling grates are flimsy?
No.
No, they're heavy-duty grilling grates. They deliver exactly what you need to achieve when you need to achieve that perfect steakhouse flavor. Why are you laughing? You're making a mockery out of the man grate.
I'm pretending I know who Albert Gray is. I didn't.
No, Albert Fish.
Oh.
You're a New Yorker. So anyways, he was a child rapist and cannibal, as I explained.
When he says child rapist, you try not to laugh when he looks at you.
Oh, come on, man. It's not funny.
I know it's not, but I know you want people to laugh.
Fish chose his victims. He only chose victims who were either mentally handicapped. Now, don't laugh at this next part, please.
But you know he wants you to, right?
No. If you laugh at this next part.
Okay. And I'm not
Fish chose victims who were either mentally handicapped or African American. Oh, come on. Why would you think that's funny? God damn, Fred. Jesus Christ, that was the worst part of the story. But why do you think he did that? What would be the explanation? Why would he only attack? Why would his victims that he chose only be either mentally handicapped or African Americans?
Because people in those days didn't care when those people were vanished.
You're right. Thinking like Albert Fish now.
And prostitutes. That's why they kill prostitutes.
Exactly. Nobody really cares about prostitutes. But you're exactly right. That's why Albert Fish killed only mentally handicapped and African Americans.
What about, okay.
I thought you'd laugh at African Americans again, that they were.
No, because I know him. I know he'll do something. That's outrageous.
Well, it's kind of outrageous. Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy.
Oh, 9/11.
Yeah, don't laugh at 9/11
What?
again. 9/11. I tried to tell him not to laugh.
Adam.
I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada. Do you want to hear my impression of the
That's going to be you if you don't lose weight.
Do you want to hear my impression of the 9/11 call from Johnny Carson?
The 911 call.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But 9/11 was a national tragedy.
Yes, it was.
Why do you laugh at that?
You said it.
Johnny Carson died at 80 years old.
Okay, Johnny Carson died at 80 years old. Would you like to hear my impression? Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. We're going to go to hell.
The Washington Post. Large Joe, I think you stuck your hand in front of it. So we are on.
Jojo,
Just don't go in front of the camera.
What? You want to be seen doing this?
This is Norm MacDonald. Norm.
Say what? Wait, Norm. Say one more time.
Do you want to be seen doing this?
No, and I'm not. Until I was. Can
This
we
is
start over?
live.
Can we
No,
start-
we can't. It's live. You can't start over. So I'm Jeff Edgers. I'm the national arts reporter at the Washington Post. We are backstage. This is what happens behind the scenes when an author
I told you.
is signing his books. Norm.
Yes, sir.
You're Norm MacDonald.
Yes, I'm Norm MacDonald. I used to be on the TV, but now
you still are on TV.
I'm an author.
Norm has written this book, Norm MacDonald, based on a true story, a memoir. How would you describe this book?
It's a book that it's a book that instead of facts, I used truth.
Is that a good? Do you think people will understand that?
No, they might not understand that.
Yeah.
It's partly fact and partly fiction, as Chris Gustafson would say.
And what are you doing right now?
Now I'm
very
doing
mechanical.
This, yes, the thing that this is not my idea. I'm signing my name on a bunch of books. The problem is later people will want me to write something to them. You know, like you say this is Deceive, your best friend ever, stuff like that. I get a lot of that.
But you feel like this is saving a lot of time.
No, I don't. I'm just doing what I'm told, like some kind of monkey, you know, with an organ.
So Norm, this book is, there are many things we could say about this book, but it details your time on Saturday Night Live, right?
That's right. It details my time on Saturday Night Live.
It talks about your celebrity friendships.
Yes, I've friends with lots of celebrities. I make it a point to have no non-celebrity friends.
Adam Sandler, he's in there, right?
Yeah. I realize that people that aren't celebrities are worthless.
Through the writing of this book, or
Through the
just
writing
through
of
life?
this book, yeah. I started thinking about people, started thinking about my life, and I said, geez, you know, my mom and dad, what's so big about them? Nobody ever heard of them. But Sherry O'Terry, it's a different story.
So, thank you. We've been waiting for that. I hadn't asked my Sherry O'Terry question yet. I may not. So, and this book, so how much of this book,
Now,
it
I'm being helped doing this, by the way, so people know. Oh, or who's in on this?
well, she can't, I don't think we can see her because she does not want to be on film, but it's a
Why
qualified,
witches? It's ridiculous.
how would you like to describe?
You're our host, aren't you? Katie? What's your name?
Jackie.
Sorry, Jackie. I apologize. Her name's Jackie. The reason I don't remember is she's not famous.
So this book, how much, it's based on a true story. Is there a percentage you'd say that is true?
Well, it's all true. It's all true. But, you know, it's not factual. Like, you know, Jeff here deals with journalism where it's facts. So he's a man who deals in facts. But I'm not.
But the distinction is sometimes you can have something that's factually correct, but is actually untrue.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Like, for example?
For example, everything you write. No, yes, you know that, you know, facts could be bent to any shape to convince anyone of anything, and truth is a whole different matter. Truth has no agenda.
So this book was written by, you had a ghostwriter, right?
I had a ghostwriter named Terrence Keane.
And is he here tonight?
Terrence Keane is here tonight.
Okay. And you get into all the episodes that you talk about.
I may as well, whatever.
What?
I don't want to spoil part of the book, so we won't talk about Terrence Keane anymore.
And
he'll be here tonight in spirit.
So one thing that's important is tonight we're actually going to carry this event live at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock? Yeah? 7 o'clock. Right?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
On Facebook.
Facebook Live, Washington Post. We're going to carry Norm's reading and question and answer session over at 6 and I, which we're just so lucky to be here. But we have a big crowd. But if you couldn't be here, you couldn't be in town, you're going to get to experience Norm live. So Anything else?
We have a question from Jason Schleicher. What is your favorite choice in cheese?
Where's Jason?
That's a Monty Python sketch. My favorite choice in cheese, I'll go out on a limb and say cheddar. Cheddar cheese. Maybe not the most popular of cheeses, but I like it.
Where are these questions coming from?
From our Washington Post audience on Facebook.
Great.
Oh,
That's exciting.
Well, they certainly seem well read.
Do you have any other questions?
Lena says, "What are you doing? Signing books?" Right?
Yes. And there's no other answer except yes for that. Unless I wasn't doing it, and then my answer would be no. Anything else?
What's your favorite OJ joke from Ryan Policinski?
Oh, my favorite OJ joke was one time they showed his, Johnny Cochran, his lawyer, put on his hat, put on OJ's hat in court, and then my joke was OJ didn't help his cause any when he jumped out and yelled, "Hey, hey, hey! Easy with that. That's my favorite stabbing hat."
That's good.
We have a
I think it's
he didn't help his cause any.
I think it's lucky stabbing.
Lucky. Yeah, it is.
We have a question from Jace.
That's my lucky stabbing hat.
We have a question from Jace. Will you be upset if you get a statue made out of you like Gordon Lightfoot?
They made a statue of Gordon Lightfoot? Were you aware of that? Would I be upset? Well, Gordon Lightfoot, I hope they made a statue of him from when he was a young man. But I'm a huge Gordon Lightfoot fan, so no, I would be honored by that.
And Paul David Kushner asks, how is it working with Mike Tyson?
Well, I've never met Mike Tyson. We were just talking about that,
Yeah.
Jeff and I, that Mike Tyson had a funny line that he said, I don't know, Norm MacDonald, because he says, people keep coming up to me, asking me, I can't do Mike Tyson, obviously. So he said, everywhere I go, people say, hey, you work with Norm MacDonald. You work with Norm MacDonald. I never met Norm MacDonald. I don't know Norm MacDonald. I don't know Norm MacDonald from a can of paint. The only thing I know about Norm MacDonald is he's very famous. So I thought that was like Yogi Berra, I don't know Norm MacDonald, but I know he's very famous.
And Tony Burke.
But yeah, he does all his parts. This is a show called Mike Tyson Mysteries, in which I play one of his pigeons. And I do my parts from a recording studio. He does his parts from his giant mansion in Las Vegas. So, but I might go there and interview him for my podcast.
That'd be nice. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be a fun guest. I very much like Mike Tyson.
That's worth noting. You've restarted the video podcast. You did one with Stephen Merchant. Do you have more that are already recorded?
Yes, in the can.
In the can.
In the can.
Who's on them? Can we?
Who do I have that's in the can?
Who's in the can?
A boy named Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
Is one of the new faces, the future of comedy. Margaret Cho. Not exactly the future of comedy, but she now hosts Fashion Police. And a delightfully funny man. I didn't know how funny he was, but he was hysterically funny. One of the best episodes we've done was with Bill Hader.
Bill Hader?
Yes, the impressionist from Saturday Night Live, but much more than an impressionist.
Yeah.
Fascinating guy. I first met him, I was in Boston, and I was just in a hotel, and he was there with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. I said, what are you guys doing? Well, they were writing South Park. So I said, Bill, you write South Park? Like he was on Saturday Night Live. So it was very strange to me that he also wrote South Park. I go, so you wrote South Park first and then you just continued? He goes, no, I wrote South Park after. So he said he loved South Park so much, and the structure of it was so good, he wanted to learn structure so he could write a movie. And he went to these guys and asked if he could do it. And he also did the same thing with Pixar. He wanted to learn how to write for that kind of movie because he had an idea. So he went to Pixar. He said, I'm Bill Hader. I do Stefan on Saturday Night Live. Perhaps you've seen me. And so it was really cool. He wants to learn things, so that's how he does it for free. He goes.
It's like an apprenticeship.
Yes.
Except that he's famous.
It's like it's like auditing.
Yeah.
Things. Well, I remember David Geffen said, like when he first came to Hollywood, he would have lunch with a different guy every day, and within a few months, he'd had lunch with everybody. Everybody wants to have lunch.
So, do we have any more questions?
We got one last question. What's your special guest? Your favorite special guest on SNL? Yeah.
Well, there might be more, but maybe for this section.
For this session.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Who was your favorite special guest on SNL? From David.
Special guest.
Yeah.
You mean like a guest host?
Yeah, a guest
like
host.
A host.
Yeah.
Like a host.
Yeah.
A guest host is like the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
With Johnny Carson. My favorite host was Bob Newhart because Lauren would always ask who we wanted as a host, and people would say people that I didn't know because I don't know new things, and very often like the first episode of Zemaron, the musical guest was I still can't remember.
Nirvana?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I just incredible memory. No, I just guessed. Because it was, your first episode was probably like 93?
That's what he researched.
Yeah.
So it was Nirvana, which
Yeah.
we somehow knew. So I didn't know. Other people were like, "Oh, Nirvana," and I didn't even watch them. And then they were no more, and because Kurt Cobain was no more, and Kurt. And so, my favorite, so Lauren would always ask guests, and people would always pick young, hip guys, and I would say, Bob Newhart, every week, Bob Newhart, let's get Bob Newhart. So finally we got Bob Newhart. I wrote a sketch for Bob Newhart, and he used it he asked me, can I use that in my stand-up? He used my thing I wrote in stand-up, because Bob Newhart does like one-way conversations. And so my sketch I wrote for him was a one-way conversation that he was a postal supervisor, and he was talking to a disgruntled employee at the post office, and that was the idea of it. And he really liked it, and he did it in his act, and it was one of the high points of my life.
Was there a joke in that one? Do you remember? I mean,
the joke.
I know there was a joke in that one, but is there a joke you remember in that one?
Well, Bob Newhart would go like, I'm reading your report, Mr. Henshaw, and I can't help but notice that when we asked how you would describe yourself in one word, you said you said disgruntled. That's a kind of a red flag here at the post office. Now, when we asked you what the worst part of your job was, you said working beside the devil. Now, I looked at the records, and you worked beside Bill Waterston, and I've known him 30 years, and no, I'm not calling your dog a liar. I'm just saying.
What an honor, though, huh?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled.
All right, so
having a childhood hero read my. Here's an interesting story too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sort of.
We were going to go a little more, right?
Well, I was just going to say I met Don Adams one time, the great Don Adams, who played Maxwell Smart on Get Smart. And Don Adams told me that he was working in Chicago, and he lost all his money in a craps game. And that night, Bob Newhart, a young unknown man, Bob Newhart handed him this material to read, and he read it, and he said, "This is fantastic material, but I have no money. I can't pay you." And so that was what Don Adams told me. Then later, I told the story. I recounted the story to Bob Newhart, and he said, "That's what he told you, huh?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well," he goes, "this is what really happened. He goes, the first part was true. I showed him the material, and then three weeks later, I watched him do it on the Mike Douglas show."
That's good. I like that. All right, so obviously tonight many Don Adams stories, right? But this book is really, I'm saying this genuinely, this is a very, very, very good book. Very special book.
Oh, thank you.
And
I know you called it special, which is very nice.
well, it's wildly creative and entertaining, and it's great, you know? I mean, but I'm not a book critic. You'll have to understand that. I actually can barely read. But it's a great book. You should come and hear Norm and also pick up a book. You know, he pre-signed it for you.
Yes. And if you can't come in person, you can order the book on Amazon.com, or you can go to your local bookstore and support your local.
But you're going to sign books tonight after you're done, right?
Yes, I'm going to sign
So there'll be double signed. All
Absolutely,
right,
yeah.
thanks, and we'll see you back here.
Yeah, 7 o'clock, Washington Post.
Stephen and crew, would you give your best Norm impression on what he would say about California's election?
Today, California voters emphatically made their voices heard in rejecting white supremacy by voting against this guy.
Perfect.
That's exactly a picture of Larry.
We wanted to really do a tribute here to Norm MacDonald, and let me explain to you why. He's been one of the single biggest influences on me professionally on this show. I've talked about it at length. As a matter of fact, we'll show some clips of how many times I've talked about what my top 2 guests that I ever wanted to get were Norm MacDonald and Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's the real tragedy in all of this, is I'll never get to have him on the show.
It's true.
Truly.
Yes. There are other ways not to come on the show, Norm.
You know, that's the thing. You don't know who you hurt,
Cooper?
Norm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you better watch out, Alice.
He won't, because his publicist doesn't like me. So we're going to, and not only that, but I think a lot of people now jump on this bandwagon. Look, keep in mind that Norm MacDonald was reviled not very long ago by the Me Too people.
Yeah.
By the, I don't even know what hashtag we're talking about, but people now act as though they appreciated the brilliance that was Norm. People don't realize also what a devout man of faith that he was.
Yeah.
He tried to avoid politics, but it was pretty easy to pick up on where he lined up. So we're going to be talking about that today quite a bit, and I want to paint a more full picture of who the man was, and hopefully there's some people out there who maybe don't know about him too much, haven't appreciated him as much as you should, and really he should go along certainly with the greats. I would put him in funniest man that ever lived. I just want to show you, this must be from somewhere in the 90s, Norm MacDonald and Dennis Miller. This is a joke that may immediately get us banned from YouTube, which again proves my point. But here he is on Dennis Miller saying something you could never say today on air, even on HBO, talking about gay pride.
Have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste.
Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco, and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'll do.
In San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's warm up. They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work, like they're, "Hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, a first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock." This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock.
What's so amazing about him is everybody yesterday on Twitter was fighting as usual.
Right.
Just armchair, whatever. And then Norm died, and it just took over.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where even if people may have gone against him, whatever it was just nice to see a minute of you. What's so great about that bit is it offended people, and he had the card to go, "Well, I have cancer," but he never
played it.
He just because he believed you could make fun of anything.
Exactly. You may know that he got kicked off of Weekend Update for making OJ and Michael Jackson jokes. The reason that these jokes were the last straw is yes, because the head of NBC at that time was friends.
Yes.
Right? Again, the elites with OJ, but also they were concerned about the fact that he was going after Michael Jackson so aggressively and OJ and it being seen as potentially racist. So again, that's the context you need to understand back then that a lot of people now don't remember. Because now you're looking at it going, well, why would he get in trouble going OJ and Michael? Like we all know, no. Back then, there was still a huge contingency of Americans who said going after them was a byproduct of white nationalism. So actually,
that was during the trial too. Not,
right?
Yeah, just that people when he was on Weekend Update making those jokes, and it's like, don't talk about OJ, he's my friend, and boy, did he lean into it until he lost his job. I love that.
And it was right after Rodney King.
Yep.
And it was a Mark Furman Edward thing where they were trying to turn this all into a racial issue, and NBC wanted to avoid it. And so here, knowing that context, is a montage during this time of a racial powder cake. Seems like we've had those a lot. Norm MacDonald leaning into it.
And the Pope came out with a book this week, which contains a series of essays examining faith and morality in today's secular world and the changing role of the Catholic Church as it approaches the 21st century. The book is entitled, God Himself Told Me That O.J. is Guilty. In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. Judge Ito was interviewed this week by a local TV station in Los Angeles. Asked by the interviewer if it was appropriate for a supposedly impartial judge to be on TV with his case still pending, Ito said, maybe not, but how appropriate is it to kill your ex-wife?
He'd already been told, don't touch it. The racial thing and my
It was revealed
No.
today that O.J. Simpson told police that Nicole Brown Simpson used to beat him up. He also claimed that she and Ron Goldman killed him. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, we want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people.
You know it's coming and it's still funny.
Let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do.
What I love about Norm on Update was that he's not even doing that well with the audience. And at the time when I was young, I was laughing so hard I never noticed until I was a comic.
Yeah.
And the other joke I love that he did was he said, Lisa Marie Presley and Michael Jackson are getting a divorce. She wishes he was more of a homebody, and he wishes she was a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I remember too. Gosh. I remember he said the closest thing he ever had to a perfect joke, and he used it twice. He used it with Christy Brinkley and Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But he said the most perfect version was Julia Roberts. Was she married to Lyle Lovett?
Lyle Lovett, yeah.
Yeah, and he said the most, probably the most perfect joke, is that I've been trying to search for. And he really was serious, trying to search for the perfect joke his whole life. He said, the closest I've come is where, the punchline was the same as the setup, where I said, Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett have filed for divorce today, citing the reason that they realized she was Julia Roberts and he was Lyle Lovett. And that was what he said was probably the best joke he had ever written.
I just love the bravery, right? So his career was on the line. He's being told not to do these things. He'd probably be labeled a racist. Like you said, that was the trend that they were heading into. And he just came out and was just like, I'm absolutely going to double down.
Well, he was
and it definitely hurt him because he didn't do as many movies as his other co-stars did from SNL. And it's a tragedy because I loved him as the lead in Dirty Work. He was great in that.
Dirty Work is underrated.
I love it.
I love Dirty Work. Dirty Work's original script, though, the R-rated version, you can get online, is like the funniest thing I've ever read. So just imagine how funny the PG-13 is.
Yeah.
But Norm being able to do anything he wants. Like him in prison after they, rape him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just me, he's like, you should be ashamed. You know what hurts the most? It's the lack of respect. Well, actually, the anal sex hurt the most.
But then right after that.
Second most. No, what's funny about this, too, is, I'll tell you this scene. If you haven't seen Dirty, because we can't show it. We haven't seen Dirty Work. Yeah, he's sitting there. He's pulling up his pants. He's just been raped in prison. That's what he says, hurts the most, is a lack of respect. Well, except for the other thing, that hurts the most. But what hurts the second the most is a lack of respect. You boys have a lot of growing up to do. I'll tell you that right now. Ridiculous. He walks off. This, I believe, happened. The claim is it was 1991 online. But I think he either retold it or they're wrong and it was 92 or 93 because I know I was there both of those years and watching from the crowd. And I remember hearing Norm MacDonald tell this joke. This is not political at all, but I remember as a kid, having really only been allowed to listen to Bill Cosby and like Jerry Seinfeld, not that much at this point. Keep in mind I was 5.
Yeah.
And my parents may not have been super familiar with Norm's stand-up because back then they knew him as the Weekend Update guy, but maybe didn't know a whole bunch about his stand-up. So I watched his set live. And he had a joke about a man killing his family because the devil told him to. And it was the first joke that I had heard with the structure that was totally different. And immediately he became one of, if not my favorite comedians. So I was watching this live, little Steven Crowder in 92 or 93, Norm MacDonald tell this joke, clip K.
Man, there's crazy guys everywhere. I was reading about this guy in the paper. Get this, folks. Guy I was reading about, he killed his whole family because the devil told him to. Can you believe that? What a dork, huh? That was the headline in the paper. It said, what a dork! But imagine that, you kill your whole family just because the devil tells you? Then afterwards you go back to the devil and go, yes, devil, I did as you instructed. I killed my family, slaughtered them as they lay sleeping, and then I chopped them up and put them in a duffel bag. Here they are in a duffel bag. I'll be burying them tonight at the shallow grave by the side of the railroad track, as you have commanded, O Lord host of the hoary netherworld. You know, and then the devil pulls off a mask. It's me, Bob! You go, oh, Bob! You got me, Bob, you got me. Is my face red or what here? Got my family in a duffel bag over here. Well, that's one for you there, Bobby. But you did the best you can. You know, I'm trying not.
That reminds me of one of my favorites is when he's talking about shallow grave.
Yeah, serial killers.
Yeah, serial killers was like, you spend all this time stalking somebody, plotting their murder, eventually finding them, killing them, cutting them up. Then you get to the burial part and you're like, just throw some twigs and leaves on.
I forgot to roll clip J where he confused Larry King. And it's not that hard to confuse Larry King, let's be honest. But
he was friends with him, though. He was,
yeah.
Him and Larry King actually had a pretty funny dynamic.
Larry King had zero sense of humor. That's why it was funny. Serious confusing Larry King about his sexual orientation.
Something people don't know about you.
I'm a deeply closeted gay guy. I'm not coming out, though.
Wait a minute. What are you revealing here today?
I'm not revealing anything. I'm saying I'm deeply closeted.
Well, that means you're gay.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Why would I say that? I'm deeply closeted.
That means you're very, very gay, but you don't want to come out. You're so closeted.
That I refuse to say I'm gay.
Right.
Exactly.
Doesn't that mean you're gay?
Hey, easy, buddy.
Easy, buddy. Hey.
Oh, he was the best with people who had no sense of humor. That's when he shines. So you were talking about how dangerous that was, the Weekend Update stuff. He was banned from The View. A lot of people know this. He was banned from The View, and I talked about this back in my Grand Rapids studio. These clips were not available for a very long time.
They were hard to find.
They were hard to find.
The first time we tried to pull these clips, they were gone.
So we'll show you, it'll sort of in ascending order, him kind of trolling The View a little bit.
Yeah.
Just, basically saying racially tinged things with Star Jones. To outright, basically, when people talk about this now, the Clinton body count.
Yeah.
Bringing the Clinton murder conspiracy to The View live on air. That's why he was banned. So it's a longer clip, but you need to see this progression. He was not allowed on The View for decades.
It was okay. What'd you think?
Well, I tell you, I did love the pod race. That's the best part.
Star Wars.
There's this race in the middle of it. I'm a big Star Wars fan because
What about Billy D. Williams? I bet you like that.
I think you like that.
Yes, with my man Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. Now that was some Star
She's so offended.
She's so funny.
Yeah.
Look, he says it again.
What about Billy D. Williams? I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent. None of this. He's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House. Like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Murderers.
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Accusations without.
That's a little too far. Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on.
That was hilarious.
There you go.
This is a live show. Why?
Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
It just keeps going.
You're not going to get him off.
Well, they keep trying to overpower him, and they
Yeah.
can't. He's too funny.
Don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
And by the way, the brilliance. Here's the brilliance of that. The last line, manslaughter. Okay, there was no conspiracy or accusation of an accidental death.
No.
Right.
So in other words, when he says, all right, manslaughter, as though he's being conciliatory there.
Yeah.
No, he's drawing attention to the fact that this obviously could only have been premeditated murder. And this is back, George W. Bush had just won. So this would have been, 2000, maybe 2001.
Yeah, really early.
And
oh my gosh,
no one was talking about it. And I just remember watching it. I must have been homesick that day. I watched it live.
Oh.
And I remember going, at this point, there was no YouTube. I'm like, oh my God. Where am I ever going to see this again?
Stephen and crew, would you give your best Norm impression on what he would say about California's election?
Today, California voters emphatically made their voices heard in rejecting white supremacy by voting against this guy.
Perfect.
That's
It would be a picture of Larry.
That's exactly what I was.
Yep. Because it would always have to be the perfect. That's exactly it. There's no topping that.
All right. And this is where we get into the part of the portrait that the media will never paint. I would say the funniest man who's ever lived. Certainly, you could argue it.
I would agree.
And like I said, there's objectively funny. You could put at the top, people like the Richard Pryors of Mount Rush. If you're having a Mount Rushmore, the George Carlins. And no one would argue with you if you were to say, I think Norm MacDonald should be up there. People may disagree, but they won't be like, oh, that's just so out of line.
Yeah.
It's true stand-up, though.
Right.
It's all comedy.
It's all comedy. But he personally was really pretty conservative, and later in life, a devout Christian, and his faith meant a lot to him. And this is someone who struggled. He struggled with, I think it's well-known, gambling. He struggled. He talked about struggling with issues, addiction issues. And I don't necessarily mean substance addiction issues.
One of my favorite things that he ever said about gambling was, it's a disease, but it's the only disease where you win money. And I love that bit just because he's speaking from a point of an addict.
Right.
And just saying how preposterous it kind of is, but at the same time, how, he feels serious about it.
Yeah.
And I love when he talks about going to AA, where he's like, he goes, you go into a church basement and you give everybody your name, which doesn't sound that anonymous. He's like, and you only give them the last letter, because you don't want them to know who they are, and then it's just brilliant. I don't want to butcher it, but he's like, then you tell everybody, you blew a dog for a pint of gin. He's like, but he just goes, and who better to trust than a room full of drunks?
And you know what's funny is you could this is what, when I've talked about this before, Norm is a litmus test, because you could be an alcoholic or someone who's an alcoholism advocate, and be offended by that.
I'm sure some are.
Yeah, there are plenty of people who have been. Or you could be like you and say, that's a brilliant way to turn it into take something painful and turn it into something funny. Norm really tried to push people's buttons. These weren't anti-jokes. People have sort of misrepresented that. They were jokes. They just happened to be jokes that push your buttons, sort of like an Alice Cooper, and that's why I think they're very similar. Alice Cooper learned how to push your buttons. And so did Dio. Dio back then talked about imagery, where he was like, how do you think that's satanic? How do you know what Satan looks like with that image? And how do you know that priest is the good guy? You're the one who's conferred this sort of this meaning to this imagery. And Norm MacDonald allowed people to copy-paste what they thought onto him, and so people would be offended or be brought tremendous joy by the exact same bit. Here he is, taking opportunities to express his faith, and it pissed a lot of people off, not to mention if you actually read his writings.
You get a lot of attention on Twitter sphere for being open about your religious views. What are they?
I'm a Christian. It's not
Devout?
stylish to say now.
No, are you devout?
Yeah.
You believe in the Lord?
Yes, I do.
You think you're going somewhere when it ends?
I don't believe it, but what people don't understand about faith is that you have to choose it. You know what I mean? They think that you believe it, but you have to choose it.
Why a bomber in Boston? Because if there is a God,
Yeah.
he's omnipotent.
Yes.
If he's omnipotent, he could prevent it.
Yes.
Why didn't he prevent it?
I don't know, man, but you got
I
to
don't
stop
get it.
hanging out in that hot tub with Bill Maher all the time. It sounds like you got a God-shaped hole in your heart.
What the hell are you talking about?
And that just shows someone who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let me state this emphatically. Norm MacDonald is the most important voice in all of comedy today. Period. Bar none. The reason that hashtag I'm with Norm, which is what I'm calling, is so important, he's not just a comedian. He's a veritable authoritarianism weather stick. He is a comedian with the single most stellar track record for using comedy to shine a light on the real taboos of our time.
Because it's really easy to go up and make jokes about Christians in New York. It's really easy to go up and make middle Americans seem stupid. So because no one says what Norm says, it's shocking because all of a sudden being a Christian more right-wing is more taboo. We talked about that and what was edgy in comedy.
In 2018, they tried to cancel Norm. What was that for?
Comedians started calling for his scalp.
Yes.
Louis C.K. And Norm was one of the few people who stood up and defended him, and that's when people came after Norm.
Comedians have gone up against Louis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was talking to some
Comedians have said this guy should not be able to ever perform again. But it doesn't mean you can't forgive or it's impossible to forgive. I also don't feel anyone owes me an apology in public. You know, I think personally that you owe an apology to anybody that you did ill to. You owe an apology to people that your actions hurt in a financial way or an emotional way. But nobody owes me an apology, you know.
That used to be called, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he talks about forgiveness too, it's like it seems like that's a concept that we've forgotten in society.
He has been one of the biggest influences on this show, period. I used to tell people, when people used to say, and if you look at some of the jokes that we've written or that we've told on the show, you can clearly see the influence. David Letterman and John Stossel, that's how I used to describe it to people. I would say David Letterman meets kind of John Stossel. And then there's a little bit of early Howard Stern and the sense of humor. Norm MacDonald is always, you think he's the funniest person ever. The common thread that they all poked their finger in the chest of authority. From David Letterman daring NBC to fire him, CBS to fire him, right? Showing up at the GE studios there with fruit baskets and them kicking him out of his own office. Norm MacDonald poking his finger in the chest of NBC. You can't tell Michael Jackson jokes. You can't tell OJ jokes. Well, I guess you should watch. And then he did it. John Stossel. John Stossel was reviled at ABC. John Stossel went against the grain and went from consumer reporting to reporting on government corruption. And whether you like what we do or not, look, YouTube and Google is the most powerful company that's ever existed. Number 2 through 5 would be Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Twitter, right? So that's the authority. You think that the media is fans of us? We have so there's always been an influence for me. I've just always found it funny when someone, the jester, pokes fun at the king. Here's some quotes, though, too, from Norm, defending free speech and criticizing sort of the modern, like you're talking about modern comedians. He says, if you can tell me one funny, socially relevant joke, I'd give you $1 million. Comedians, when they get really good, and nowadays they don't even have to get good, reach a point where they feel they should be philosophers. I've heard it said even that the modern-day philosophers are comedians. I read modern-day philosophers. I'm sure they're insulted when they're compared to people who work in smoky nightclubs and hit on waitresses for a living. If you're watching a comedian on television, he's making a political point, I would say he's gotten too serious, which is ironic because he would do it, but he would do it through comedy.
Yes. Yeah.
In other words, you have to read through, he would do it in a way that was funny as opposed to someone like a Trevor Noah or a Stephen Colbert
Well, he's saying just making the point.
Yeah, just
not
making the point.
joke. Yeah,
where they've decided that is their most important, modus operandi.
That's why I never have a point.
The model used to be admit wrongdoing, show complete contrition, and then we can give you a second chance. Talking about the two and the forgiveness. Now it's admit wrongdoing and you're finished. And so the only way to survive is to deny, and that's not healthy. It's not healthy because there's no forgiveness. And that ties up, I think, everything that makes Norm. Right there in that comment, what do you have? You have the point of view of someone who obviously thinks that comedy should be funny, and he thinks that, or at least he used it to poke fun at authority, and he thinks that he doesn't use the term cancel culture. He's more articulate in just saying cancel culture, right? He's saying it's wrong to treat people this way. And the reason it's wrong is because we have a society where we're looking for scalps. There's no forgiveness. And where does that stem from? Where does all of that stem from? That stems from a worldview of Norm MacDonald that he has a job to do, and his job is not to go out and have a pity party over his cancer, which I think a lot of us would have liked to know how much time we had left with him. But this is how Norm lived his life. Whether you liked it or not, his job was to be a comedian. You only got to know what he wanted you to know about him. And he wanted you to know that he thought we were heading down the wrong path in the entertainment industry, in comedy, and a big reason because of that is because we've lost the forgiveness of someone and an influence was very important in his life, of God. That's where that worldview comes from. Without God, the Lord-shaped hole in your heart, Larry King, there can be no forgiveness. I think I speak for all of us here when we say we miss you, and the world lost a good one.
What the fuck? This one of them acid flashbacks? I did acid when I was 17 years old, 4 times. That's the last time I did it. And I remember when I did it, everybody would tell me, they go, hey, listen, you gotta be careful because you'll get a flashback. And so I thought, hey, that seems like a pretty good deal. So I went to my drug dealer, Frank. I said, listen, I understand you got a drug on the market now where I give you $5, I get high now, and then I get high 20 years later? Really, that's true, huh? Well, I've always considered myself a chap who likes to stretch his drug dollar, so count me in, good sir. And I ate it. Anyways, I'm here to tell you that 10 years has passed, 20, even 25, and still no flashbacks. Huge jip that turned out to be. Well, what are you gonna do? Just more horse shit by the big acid companies, that's all it really is. I don't want to get all Bill Maher on you here or anything, but if you think the acid companies in this country care about you, the little fella, then you're living in a fool's paradise. All they care about is the third quarter profit. I don't even know what a third quarter profit is, but I know it fits in that sentence. That's what they don't understand. Then whenever they got Pepsi, you go, fuck, I don't want that. You got any other soda pop? They go, yeah, we got root beer. Want some of that? And they're like, well, I'm not 8 years old. I guess I could drink a root beer. You got Sierra Mist. You go, oh man, I was hoping you did. I was gonna ask. But I didn't dare to because I didn't think I'd be that fortunate. And then you got the United States, that's a nice country. Then you got fucking Mexico. and all kinds of crazy shit. I don't understand. So I just whatever. So anyways, my point is I go all across this great continent, except for Mexico, and I try to tell the kids, you know, I say, listen, kids, you know, you might think it's cool now to eat your buddy, but, and it is pretty cool, you hate a fucking guy, everybody's gonna think you're cool for a while. But in the long run, it's a mistake, you know, and I try to, you gotta get them when they're young. But sometimes I think I'm kind of on my high horse when it comes to cannibalism, you know, because I've never really had to deal with it, you know. I've always lived in this greatest country, you know, in this best of all possible worlds, and I've never had to really deal with it because, you know, there's always plenty of cheese sandwiches to eat, you know? But what if you lived in a place where there were no cheese sandwiches, you know? Where there was nothing, no food at all, you know? Then, you know, like for instance, you ever hear this place called the Andes? The Andes, they don't got no cheese sandwiches there. They don't got nothing, just snow and rocks. And it's someplace, and what happens is, when people get stranded in the Andes, their views on cannibalism sometimes will take a radical shift. That's why I never go to the Andes. I make a point of never going to the Andes. Some people, they do. They go, listen, travel agent, I want to go somewhere. Me and the wife, Gertrude, we want to go away. And the kids are, you know, they're around all the time and everything. And we seem to have lost we want to rekindle. You ever hear that? And we want to go someplace where there's an island with a hammock. And we thought we'd lie on the hammock, rekindle, and then come back. How does that sound? And also, we want to fly over the Andes to get to that place. Is there anything you got? We'd like a small plane. If you got a small plane, we got to go in the dead of winter. This is our only conditions that we need. The dead of winter, a small white plane. If it could be white as possible. Is there a plane that you have that's pure white? But anyways, that's their choice. So anyways, they take off on the plane, and of course, naturally, it immediately crashes into the Andes. And nobody's surprised, you know. It even says right on the boarding pass, it goes, lay over a mountain. So, you don't have to be that guy with the big thing to realize that's a clue. Yeah? But Sherlock Holmes. That magnifying glass. I remember both. I remember two things at once. But you get... This is the thing. You gotta, when you're there, then you gotta wrestle with your conscience, you know? Because, and I don't know if you've ever wrestled with your conscience, but I haven't. But I've heard it's very, very tough, you know? A guy was telling me, it's tough. It's not as tough, he said, as wrestling with an actual wrestler, but he said it's still tough. He told me, he said, if you got the choice, and it'll probably never come up, but if you have the choice between wrestling with your conscience and a professionally trained wrestler, then choose your conscience on account of, it's got no arms. Most of wrestling is a headlock. But no, so the plane goes down, and then you gotta wrestle with your conscience. Now, it's hard for people. Now, some people, you know, maybe it's not hard for them. Maybe even as the plane goes down, they'll go, I'm eating that fucker in 34C. that guy looks delicious. But most of us are civilized human beings. So you're there and you're wrestling with your fan. There's the co-pilot, you know? And the first day is easy. You go, I'm not eating him. I don't even fucking like co-pilot. And so, but then days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months and you know how time works. And finally, it's too much for you. You're just a flesh. And so you gotta eat. But now the problem is you've waited too long, like a couple months. Now you're so hungry, you're just ravenously eating them, you know? You're just like, ah! Now that's the wrong way. Any nutritionist will tell you that that's not good for you. You should eat 6 small portions of co-pilot every day. So you're like, ah! And then you got co-pilot blood all over your chin, dropping onto your fruity blue shirt, you know? And then, isn't that always the time that the rescue helicopter shows up? Am I right? I don't know. How could I? No, nobody knows. But, and then you're like, what the? And then they're like, we got cheese sandwiches. We'll be down in a minute. You're like, ah. God damn. You know what? Imagine you wake up and go, God damn, I got a fucking kid today. I'm way behind on my quota. The boss will be up my ass. I gotta get me a kid. It's a terrible thing, you know? I wouldn't want to be a kid fucker either. I don't like, you know, the thing is you're attracted to something and you don't want that to be your type. A child. It's not good. People go, Jim, what do you like in a woman? I like big breasts. I go, don't like to talk about it that much. Now, seriously, what's your type? It's not big breasts, it's infants. 1, 2-year-olds. That's my type, I don't know. I always found them very sexually attractive. Well, what are you gonna do? You go, what are you? I go, I'm a Lutheran. You go, what, are you fucking retarded? I'm a Episcopalian. But now, people think you're retarded if you're Christian. Meanwhile, they're willing to accept any other horse shit, you know? Like people go, what sign are you? I go, Libra. They go, that means that you're happy, but sometimes you're sad. Does that sound right? They go, yeah. What is that? I always wondered. And the guy go, well, Neptune. It's cousin Neptune. What happened was you were born on, I have a chart of the universe I've made up. I made a chart of the universe and I found out when you were born, and it turns out that Neptune's coaxial orbit was off by 1/3 of a degree. Now that cast a moon over Pluto, and anyway, the upshot of it is you're a happy fellow, but sometimes sad. And you're like, yeah, that's true. Why aren't those people retarded? By the way, when I say retard, obviously, you know, I'm talking about people with Down syndrome. I'm not talking about dumb guys, you know. I wouldn't call them retards. But the only reason I don't say Down syndrome is because I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't know what it means. What am I? But I know what retard means. It means retard. That word means arrested, stopped at some point in your development. You know what I mean? And I love retards. That's probably my favorite people in the whole world. Be retard. I don't even see the problem. I don't know what the fuck people feel sorry for them. You know, people go, man, look at that guy over there. laughing, all happy and shit. Poor fucker, he don't realize the horrors of life. If only there were a cure for that. Should be the opposite. I'd fucking inject retard juice into my veins if I could. Hospital, young boy, you know. Beautiful young boy, Simon. And, you know, one of the perks of being a celebrity is that you get to meet a lot of dying children. That's a lot of fun. And you go home and try to sleep. So I've been about a couple of hundred dying children. But anyway, Simon is a beautiful boy and will likely meet his savior before he told me this joke, or as he called it, a riddle. He thought I was a riddler. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. He wasn't in good shape. The doctor said he was more virus than host. Now I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good to me. Anyways, he's a good kid. I think he's still with us. And this is his joke that he said I should do, or as he called it, a riddle. But it's not a riddle. It's a joke. He called it a riddle because most of his brainstem is fluid at this point. But this is the joke. I promised to say it to him. And, you know, a promise unmade is a debt unpaid. So this is the joke. A dog walks into a telegraph office and he says to the telegraph guy, he goes, hey. No, he doesn't say anything. The telegraph guy says, hey, dog. He says, hey, dog, listen. He says, what do you want me to put on the telegram? So the dog goes, woof, 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 woof. So then the guy writes it down, you know. Then the guy goes, hey, I just noticed you only have 9 words here on your telegram here, dog. He goes, we at the Western Union this week, we got a special, 10 words or less, same price. Hey, we could put an extra woof on the end if you want. And then the dog goes, but that wouldn't make any sense. Why would I want to... What kind of a operation are you running here? All right, listen, folks, you've been wonderful. Good luck out there. Peace. I love you very much. Hey, thanks a lot. Whoa, that was close, huh? Hey, you got kids? I love kids. Kids, they're the greatest.
Kids are great. Tell me what the hell is going on.
Hey, you understood me.
You don't say. I think I'm going crazy. How come I can understand you talking?
I don't know, maybe you're just weird.
Hey, shut up. You're a dog. Dogs can't talk.
What the hell do you think barking is, an involuntary spasm?
I don't know what barking is. I know you're not barking, and I'm going to be with my family. Excuse me. Good luck to you.
That's it? Oh, it must be that truck exhaust or something. Oh, no, everything's going black. Oh, that's not good.
Thank you. Oops.
Is that the biggest ass you've ever seen?
Lie down, Chauncey. Lie down! Lie down, Chauncey! He's deaf.
I'm not deaf. I just can't stand listening to her.
You don't fix me, okay? Please, don't fix me. I won't look at another female ever, I swear. Anything but my manhood, man. Not my manhood, please. Yo, baby, what's up? You looking pretty sweet there, sugar. Is it? No, I'm done, please. Please, no. Please stop that.
Doolittle. Come on.
So, what seems to be the problem?
Well, I tell you, Doctor, I really think it's pulmonary distress. And he might have some fluid on his lungs, too.
Oh, let me guess. You're an MD.
Yes, I am.
I can always tell when a real doctor brings in an animal. They always like to do a little amateur diagnosis.
Could you tell him to get away from my butt?
If you don't mind. I did go to veterinary school for 5
Is it just
years.
me, or is he hovering around my butt a lot?
And unlike an MD, my patient cannot tell me where it hurts.
Listen, seriously, could you tell him my butt is great?
So, doctor, if you don't mind.
Hey, where does he think he's gonna put that? Look, I was faking it, okay? I feel fine. Just don't let him stick that thing up my hat. Earth, would a guy go into a line of work like that?
All right, that's it for you. Hit the road. Get out of here.
What? But I'm your pet.
You are not my pet. And if I were gonna get a pet, I wouldn't get one as annoying as you. Now get out. Go.
Hey, don't worry about it. Look, you sprung me from the joint, you fixed me up, I'm thankful.
Yeah, let's go.
Don't worry about me. I'll just be going down the road, you know, disappearing without a trace. I hope a car doesn't hit me. Oh well, one less dog. What's the difference?
Doolittle.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm going to see you before I go to camp.
Honey, I'm really working on it. Get out of here. Go.
Daddy, is that a dog?
Yeah, that's a dog. That's a...
Mommy, guess what? Daddy got me a dog.
No.
Hey.
Daddy...
Is that what you've been up to, you sneak?
Oh, you caught me.
Shoo! What? I have allergies.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you at camp.
Grandpa, Daddy got me a dog. He got me a dog. Can you believe it? My own dog.
Look, they're gonna want to know your name.
I don't have one.
Well, we're gonna have to think of one.
Oh, let me see. A little girl once called me, "Please, Mommy, not him." How about that?
Nah, it's not gonna work. You got red hair. How about Lucy?
Lucy. Yes, I like that. Lucy. Good name. Yeah, just one problem. I'm a guy.
Really? How about Lucky?
Perfect. Lucky, yes. Hi, I'm Lucky. Hey, it works on 2 levels. I love it.
Daddy!
Come to my door to be nice.
Oh, you got me a dog. Oh, he's so adorable. Oh, you're such a cute dog. What's his name?
His name is Lucky.
Does he do any tricks?
There's a pretty neat trick with a thermometer that's kind of funny. Hey, baby.
Baby. You got her a dog.
Yeah, well, I got us a dog.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Come on, let's get you all set up here. Oh, look at this nice rabbit on your door. Isn't that nice? Oh, this is nice. What a fun cabin. Oh, you smell the air here? What a wonderful place. What a wonderful camp.
Daddy, can I go home with you and Lucky?
Hey, Maya. Look, here's the deal. You stay here for a little while, have a great time, then Lucky's all yours.
3 weeks is a long time. Can I just go home with
No camp, no dog.
Okay, I'll stay.
Listen, you're gonna have a great time here. When you get older, you're gonna thank me. Because you're gonna have so many friends, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. What's the matter with you?
Everything's going by so fast.
Hey, don't you dare throw up in this car. What are you looking at over there?
The lines on the road. They're just whipping by. Line.
Don't focus on something so close. Look at something further away. Don't look at the lines.
Okay. Tree. Go! Oh, you're sir. You just... Who knew?
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joe Blow remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.
I have always said to people, if you want to really see me laugh, and this is long before Norm passed, if you really want to see what it looks like when I am laughing, watch a Norm MacDonald segment.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
The 90s were a golden era to be a kid. The internet hadn't completely taken over, cell phones were used to call people, social media had yet to dementor every ounce of joy from our souls, and Norm MacDonald was out there turning late-night TV into his own personal playground of comedy genius. My brother and I lived with our grandparents, and after they went to bed, we'd sneak outside, burn a fatty from Cincinnati, and come back in to watch whatever the TV had to offer. The setup was a glorious 15-inch analog TV with an antenna that picked up 3 channels, ABC, CBS, and NBC. ABC and CBS late night were trash, so by default, we watched Conan. Conan could make anybody entertaining, no matter who the guest, but every once in a while we hit the jackpot with a Norm MacDonald appearance. We'd laugh until it hurt, but still we didn't truly realize that we were witnessing something special. We thought it was just for us and a few other dorks who watch Conan. Turns out, 20 years later, thanks to YouTube, millions of people have seen just how special those moments really were, as back then, nobody could have imagined YouTube preserving these moments forever. At first glance, it seemed like he treated these interviews as a joke, barely trying, playing dumb, and interrupting the other guests just to make it all about himself. But the more you watch, the more you realize there's a genius beneath the surface level chaos. A perfect example was when Norm was followed by Courtney Thorne Smith. She was on to promote a movie and announce her departure from the TV show Melrose Place, bombing hard from the start.
You've been on this show, Melrose Place, for 5 years.
For 5 years.
And now you're leaving. Why are you leaving?
It's time. You know, I mean, how many times can you be fired, rehired, drunk, sober?
I understand.
know.
I understand.
Thank you.
Yes, I see. You mean you got tired of because they had your character pretty much go insane, you know, go through all these really weird.
Allison has been through so much. I was harassed, carjacked, had an affair with a married man who then tried to himself while on the phone with me. I was drunk, sober. While getting sober, though, I got to have an affair.
Did he do all that stuff while on the phone with you, or just
sex
himself?
addict.
Wait, I'm curious.
No, I was on the phone in the office, which makes it really awkward.
All right, okay.
And he was in Seattle, and he himself.
Oh my God.
While he was on the phone. I know.
Conan is one of, if not the best late-night host when it comes to making guests seem interesting and feel comfortable. But even with all his talent, sometimes there's only so much you can do. Not throwing shade at Courtney, I'd bomb harder than her. Honestly, I'd probably gag like D.
Jesus Christ!
Sometimes you just bomb. It happens.
What's going to happen in the season finale? Can you give us a tip for all those fans out there? What's going to happen?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
You'd be mad at me.
Good night, everybody. We had a good time.
Courtney wasn't giving Conan much to work with. Her answers were either long-winded and dull or so short they obliterated any chance of a good conversation. Sometimes when an interview is going bad, the people watching don't really notice how bad it is. But the awkwardness was so noticeable that Conan felt the need to acknowledge it.
Good night, everybody. We had a good time.
Bombing didn't faze Norm. He was one of the few comedians, past or present, who embraced awkward. And of those few, even fewer possessed the ability to take control of the moment and turn it from disaster into comedy gold.
No, I mean, but give us some sense of, is it one of those, because every year they try and have a season finale where everybody gets into a Zeppelin and blows up, you know? Something.
Well, now you've given it away.
It's a Zeppelin. It's a Zeppelin. All right.
Are you talking about Melrose Place? No, because
You're the biggest ass I ever met. I love you for it.
Conan was doing his best to steer the interview into something remotely entertaining, but you could tell he was running out of ideas. That's when Norm interjected, not to steal the spotlight, but most likely to help his friend. When Conan called him the biggest ass he had ever met, it sounded like a compliment. It wasn't that Conan was mad at Norm for interrupting, but more like he was amazed at Norm's ability to completely turn the moment so seamlessly. It was his way of saying, "Thanks for jumping in, buddy. I was drowning up here." What I noticed about the following moment is that funny doesn't change. Shane Gillis gets big laughs by calling those deserving of the title redacted. It works now, and it worked back then.
When I lived in L.A., I lived on the actual street called Melrose Place. There's an actual street.
There's a Melrose. Is there really a Melrose
There's really
Place?
a Melrose Place.
Okay,
You know this, right?
Yes, it's true.
So they opened a restaurant called Melrose Place on it, and then it's right beside my house. And every time I go out, there's all these tourists, and these tourists, they're always fat and they're taking pictures, standing in front of this restaurant.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the help, pal.
Late night TV as a whole was and still is a pointless song and dance. Hosts, writers, producers, guests, and everyone involved take the show way too seriously, but Norm treated it for what it was. A joke. If you like this content, please hit the like and subscribe. It goes a long way in pushing my content out to a wider audience. Gracias.
You are making a movie with Carrot Top, right?
I made a movie with Carrot Top.
Okay. You made a movie with Carrot Top. It's not out yet.
No, it's
Can you
not
put
out
the
yet.
picture up of Carrot Top again just so we can all see him?
She just did.
Oh, there it is again, yeah. All right. Okay.
Wait a minute, she left Melrose Place to do a movie with Carrot Top?
That's where I'm going, my friend. This begs the question now, why a movie with Carrot Top?
Why a movie with Carrot Top?
I mean, no, I don't know much about Carrot Top.
Throughout all of human history, being an entertaining guest on late night TV doesn't exactly seem like a praiseworthy talent. But with Norm, it speaks volumes about how honorable an entertainer he truly was. Even in those episodes that no one expected to ever air more than once, Norm still delivered, turning garbage television into a memorable experience.
Scene where you and him embrace?
Yeah, lots of making out.
Oh, for God's sake.
Nothing but making out.
All right.
It's like 9.5 weeks, but Carrot Top. What you're doing.
Wow! I gotta check out that movie.
Is it called 9.5 Seconds? Like he's premature ejaculator.
We got it.
You know what happened? This is what happened. You know what happened? He said 9.5 seconds, and I'm looking at him because I know there's more. And I wait, and I see the glimmer in the eye, and then bang!
The fact that clips like this from over 25 years ago have racked up millions of views proves that even those fleeting moments Norm himself probably thought no one would ever remember, he still found a way to make them legendary. Host, headline, and guest wouldn't stick around for the second guest, and they definitely wouldn't have the guts to be as brutally honest as Norm. He somehow managed to simultaneously trash Courtney's skills as a guest and the movie she was there to promote, saying all the things Conan and everyone watching was thinking.
What's the movie gonna be called? Really?
I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
She's in it.
What about my career?
Courtney Thorne-Smith, the girl sitting to your left, is in the movie.
I'm going to go see it for Courtney.
After you scare everybody else away?
No, I love this girl. I would see any movie with this girl in it. She's a beautiful lady and a talented, nice talk show guest.
The most memorable part of this legendary late night moment came as the segment was nearing its end. What started as an absolute train wreck of an interview turned into something unexpectedly entertaining, thanks to Norm stepping in and taking the reins.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Only Norm could roast an actress and her movie right to her face while remaining likable, somehow making her genuinely laugh along with the crowd. Norm wasn't obligated to make the segment funny. Nobody knew that millions of people would someday watch it. This was a time before going viral was even a concept. When you take a step back and realize he was just a human going through real-life struggles just like the rest of us. But when it came time to perform, he always gave it his all, no matter what was happening in his own life.
I went in just to say hi before the segment, and he's in the dressing room right outside the double doors. Inconsolable, because he had bet on a big game that had just ended. Oh, yeah. I'm there to try and make sure that the guest is in a good mood. Right. We're going to have a good ramp up. And I remembered him just, that's a lot of money.
Regardless of what was happening in his life, Norm never let it show when he was performing. He was always all in, fully committed to the moment. The more you watch, the more it's clear just how much Norm reveled in those awkward moments. It's almost as if Conan planned Norm's appearances to align with guests he knew wouldn't deliver riveting television. Take, for instance, the time the supermodel Roshamba had an appearance with vibes eerily similar to Courtney Thorne-Smith's. Conan was doing his best to stick to the pre-prepared talking points, but the interview was dragging. Once again, Norm stepped in and saved the segment.
I dated a guy once. Well, we dated and we broke up. And to get back together, he gave me like this little G-string outfit. you know, like this little, and I was like, wait a minute. That's for you. That's not for me. So stuff like that is not good. Another guy gave me a keychain, a plastic keychain.
Well, that guy is a moron. How do I get the supermodel back? Hey, look, $1.99 at the airport. I heart New Jersey. Well, he really gave you a
He gave me a
keychain?
plastic. I was gonna bring it out, but I couldn't get it off of my keys, so I left it in the backstage. But he gave me a keychain.
Why didn't you bring out the G-string?
I love that my dirty uncle's here for this tonight.
What makes these moments so fascinating is Norm's ability to take a simple statement and turn it into something absolutely hilarious. Wherever Norm went, odds were he was one of the smartest people in the room. He was so sharp he understood the value of playing dumb, because smart rarely translates to being funny.
He intentionally mispronounces words. When he
that's
knows... He knows how to say TV. He says it's the TV. He came on our show, I think it was his first appearance, and he was talking about a Doberman, and he said it's a Doberman. And he knows. But he's constantly screwing with you on every level. He's talking in a way, no one speaks like that. And you really appreciate the way he says things and his timing.
These moments from 90s late night might initially seem like Norm was just riffing off the cuff, but when you look closer, you can see the genius in his perfectly timed interjections, subtle self-deprecation, and deliberate mispronunciations.
I like guys who appeal to like the, you know.
Wait a minute! Why are you looking at yourself while she's here?
Because I'm deathly pale.
Let me see.
Look, see?
That was good.
I look like Nosferatu.
For me, the best part is that Norm wasn't being funny for self-gratification and wasn't putting anyone down. It felt like he was genuinely helping the guest avoid bombing, giving Conan a hand by making the show better, and making people laugh even when it wasn't his obligation. He just wanted to elevate the moment for everyone involved.
Writing a book?
Yes.
How to be a model?
Yes. The Complete Idiot's Guide to Getting into Modeling.
So like rule number 1, be incredibly beautiful? I mean, what are the things that you can do?
I know rule number 2.
Yeah?
Don't be a midget.
As a late night host, part of the job is to laugh when a guest says something that's supposed to be funny. That's just what hosts do. But with Norm, Conan didn't have to fake it. His laughter was genuine, and I think everyone watching could sense it. The fact that Norm could make a professional late night host crack added another layer to the hilarity.
I have always said to people, if you want to really see me laugh, and this is long before Norm passed, if you really want to see what it looks like when I am laughing, watch a Norm MacDonald segment.
Having the ability to make a late night host crack is impressive enough, but what makes Norm stand out even more is how effortlessly and confidently he did it. And sometimes just pointing out the blatantly obvious was enough to break through the polished, politically correct drawl that audiences had grown accustomed to.
I just have one question. What is this fascination that guys have with prostitutes? That's all I want to know.
Gee, let's think about that.
I'll tell you what the fascination is.
Go, Norm, go.
Instead of going out and spending money on a keychain and a G-string, you spend money on sex.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot.
You know, it's so much more informative with you here. You're getting all this stuff that I wouldn't have the nerve to get. Now,
I'm grateful I got to witness some of these moments live on my grandparents' dope-ass swag 15-inch analog TV over 25 years ago. And even more grateful that the internet has preserved these moments for the millions who, like me, admire Norm's dedication to making the most of every moment, no matter how irrelevant it may have seemed at the time.
Okay, we're back. My first guest is, of course, a comedian who was a cast member on Saturday Night Live and has appeared in numerous films, including Dirty Work. Please welcome our friend Norm MacDonald. Very nice. How are you?
No, I had to come back to show the respect, man, because like I started Saturday Night Live the same year you started this show.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and I remember watching. We'd all watch and go, I don't think it's going to work.
It's not going to work.
And, but then it worked, and it was great, and we're all really proud. And so that's great. And also, it's stunning how Jay Leno outfoxed you again.
Yeah, he's good.
I know. You think, like, everybody's like, oh, I'm Jay Leno. They do the voice and everything. Meanwhile, he's the shrewdest guy. He outfoxed. You're in good company. He outfoxed Johnny Carson, David Letterman. Every 10 years, some redheaded rube shows up.
I'm like some clown off the bus
Yeah,
with cardboard suit. Gee golly, this is going to be great.
Yeah, you can have it after me. You go, hey, thanks, Jay. So that's the phone call you got.
Yeah, yeah.
Your agent's like, there's good news and bad news. You are doing the Tonight Show. It's true. But remember that discussion where you said, I'll never have to follow Leno again?
Yeah. It's so nice to have you back, Norm. It's so very nice to have you back. And you bring joy to so many people. And you know what? I'll tell you something, Norm. These are tough times. People need to laugh now because it's the economy. Since I last saw you, the whole economy is tanked.
I watch the news, and I don't understand a lot. Some people think I do. Because I used to do, like, the pretend news. So they'll think I know. But I don't.
Like, really? You get confused about stuff?
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
So, but when I'll watch, like, TV or something, they'll say, like, the deficit. And then I go, I've heard that word.
You don't know what the deficit is?
No, do you?
Not really.
But then sometimes I'll hear a word, so it'll be like the Great Depression. One time that's what I heard. I was watching the news, and it said, there might be an upcoming Great Depression. So that one kind of resonated with me.
Yeah, sure. It would. That grabs you, yeah.
Sure, because I've heard of that. I remember, I've read books, and it's not... I don't mean to, like, I'm bragging I've read a book.
Yeah, yeah.
I read books on the Great Depression, and they seem cool. But I would like to, it would be fun to go, I don't even like my wife anyway, and I don't got no money. I'll just get a stick and a pouch and head out.
No one does that anymore. No one ties a rag to a stick anymore. And what are you going to do?
You're going to find a partner is what you're going to do pretty quick if you value your life.
Really?
Yeah. You see, people, it's all going to be different once the Great Depression, because my dad used to tell me about the Great Depression. Like, if I had money to invest in right now, you know what I would invest in? Guys jumping off the top of buildings. You think that's not going to happen, but soon that's going to be very big. And then those guys won't be powerful anymore because most of them will be dead and the rest severely crippled. And so the powerful guys will be the old hobos.
The hobos from olden times?
From the original Depression.
Oh, okay. Those guys are still around?
Some of them never gave up the life.
Okay.
And they use that stick for more than carrying a pouch on, I'll tell you that.
I don't even know what that means.
What that means is they'll drive your head, they'll, like an overripe cantaloupe it looks like.
What?
Until...
The hell was that?
They'll club you to death for a sandwich.
Oh, my God. Well, thanks for spelling it out for me.
All right.
So you're afraid of these hobos?
Well, of course I am.
You really think these old hobos from the Depression, you think there's any one of them left?
Yeah, there's Kitchener Leslie.
What?
He's an old hobo that's waiting in wait for his time. You'll know all about it. You just wait. Hey.
You will literally say anything. It doesn't matter to you, does it?
I thought we were here to, as well as to say a lovely goodbye to you for getting a promotion. Is to say...
You have a big project to talk about.
I have a big project.
Let's tell us what this project is. This is exciting.
Are you familiar with Sully Sullenberg?
The captain
who
landed the plane on the Hudson. Everybody knows Captain Sully Sullenberg.
Everybody now knows who he is. I've known him for quite a long time.
You knew him before this whole thing happened?
I knew him 10 years ago.
You knew Sully Sullenberger, the captain who landed the plane on the Hudson, that long?
Yes.
10 years?
Yes. And I, as soon as I first met him, I thought there's something special about this guy, and I bought his story.
You're kidding. That's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, I met him in, where'd I meet him? Airport. I met him, it was a Sbarro's.
Uh-huh. That adds up, yeah.
And he was getting pizzas, he was getting pepperoni, but anyway, whatever. So,
and I heard you made a movie.
I made a movie.
This is going to be a huge movie. You have the movie of Captain Sully Sullenberger.
Yeah, I could break it here, I guess.
This is great. This is huge.
Well, you want to see a clip?
Yeah, I want to see a clip, and this must have an exciting footage.
Well, well...
This story, the end of this story is incredible when the engines go out and...
The movie's been in the can for 6 months.
You made a movie about Captain Sully Sullenberger, and you finished it before he even crashed the plane on the Hudson, landed
Yeah, and it's too bad, man, because I was struggling for an ending for a long time. It's called Sully Sullenberger. Sully Sullenberger.
Burger. You clearly spent 10 years you've known this man? You forgot the at the end of his name?
I call him by a nickname, whatever. It's called Sully Sullenberger, Airport Pilot. But anyways, I brought a clip.
Oh, let's take a look at the clip.
Oh, can I say something?
Yeah, yeah.
I play Sully.
You play Sully in the movie? We have to see this now. Unbelievably, this was shot before the incident that made him famous, but let's take a look.
On behalf of U.S. Airline, we know you have a lot of choices to make, and we're glad you chose us. Have fun in Kansas City, everybody. It's not a good ending.
It's a terrible ending.
It's the worst possible ending. I keep saying reshoots, and they have no money for reshoots. They're like, I said a long shot of the Hudson. Nothing.
No, that's not going to do it.
But mostly, I know there's not enough time, but mostly we talked about it was a love story.
What? A love story with who?
Him and his wife, Lori Sungelberger. What was her name? I wrote this bit 25 minutes ago.
Do you want the clip or should we get out of here?
No, we should do the clip.
All right, take a look at this clip.
Sully, why didn't you give me a seat? Why do I have to stand here for the whole flight?
I told you it's cheaper. But save it up for the thing. Now listen, you know why you're standing up here. I'm just kidding you. I love you, that's why. Hey, you wanna land this?
Yeah.
Pretty well lands itself. Hey, we're gonna be friends in L.A.,
No,
man.
we're not gonna be friends in L.A.
You betcha. You betcha we
Norm's
are.
going to be at the Comedy Connection in Chicopee, Massachusetts, February 20th, and at the Wilbur Theater in Boston, February 21st. One of the funniest people I ever met, Norm MacDonald. Thank you so much. Stay, just stay for a second. All right, we'll be right back. Gordon Ramsay's coming up. Stick around. Where are you going?
This is Norm MacDonald versus O.J. Simpson, a full recap.
Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California.
I no longer take that position with O.J. Simpson. He was found not guilty. I see him as the greatest rusher in the... That's all he's guilty of to me, is the greatest rusher in the history of the NFL.
With the recent death of football player and acquitted murderer O.J. Simpson, the world of comedy has erupted with conversations about O.J. Simpson and made plenty of jokes at his expense. Unfortunately for the world, one of the all-time kings of O.J. Simpson jokes, Norm MacDonald, was unable to log into Twitter and make jokes because he's currently in the middle of a dirt nap. O.J. Simpson and Norm MacDonald have quite the history, and it makes sense because they both have a lot in common when you think about it. They're both savages at their crafts, they're both black, and and they were both murdered by some douchebag named Cancer. I don't know this Cancer guy, but I'd like to punch him right in the goddamn face. No, but seriously, these two legendary men were brought together by comedy, and today I will be paying homage to these two killers and covering some of the iconic and timeless moments featuring them that bless the world of comedy. If that sounds interesting to you, then let's hop right into it. Picture this, it's 1994, and you're casually reading the news, and you see in the news that Nicole Simpson and Ronald Goldman were found stabbed to death, and you then find out that O.J. Simpson, one of the greatest running backs in the history of the NFL, is suspect number 1. At the same time this is happening, Saturday Night Live is very popular and buzzing about the trial immediately after O.J. Simpson was taken into custody and formally charged with murder. A lot of the comedy on the show was relatively neutral and not too on the nose, despite the fact that a lot of them probably thought O.J. was guilty behind closed doors. However, there was one man at Saturday Night Live that was different from all the rest. One fearless host of the Weekend Update news routine that was not afraid to say what he really felt about O.J. Simpson. That man was Ellen DeGeneres. Just kidding. That man was actually Norman Jean MacDonald. If you're a subscriber of this channel, then Norm MacDonald needs absolutely no introduction for you. But if you're not a subscriber of this channel, you can change that really quick if you're finding value in the content you're watching. Anyway, Norm MacDonald is often described by fellow comedians and fans of comedy alike as one of the most ballsy, fearless, and dangerous Weekend Update hosts to ever sit behind the desk.
Andy, you said something once. It was after a Norm segment, and Norm had annihilated. He had done really well, as he always did. You said to me, that guy doesn't care in a way that frightens me.
During the trial, Norm was absolutely vicious with the O.J. Simpson jokes. It seemed like Norm would have several new O.J. jokes every single episode of Saturday Night Live. Some of these jokes are considered to be some of the best jokes to ever be told on Weekend Update.
In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, "Hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat." And in court this week, Cato Kalin testified that O.J. Simpson did not appear angry before or after the period of his wife's murder. But Kalin admitted he could have been a touch edgy while he was actually murdering her.
Nobody had really gone at O.J. Simpson like this before, and given his status as one of the most famous and successful football players at the time, this made the case extremely divisive amongst Americans. Norm would lean right into this divisiveness and go right for the throat time and time again, and it would lead to him getting some pushback while working at Saturday Night Live from management. Norm would write most of these jokes with one of the head writers at the time who was named Jim Downey, and Jim has talked about how they went through the process of writing these jokes before. Many months later, in September 1994, the murder trial would begin for O.J. Simpson, and with this commenced Norm and Jim Downey launching an absolute assault on O.J. Simpson and anyone who thought he was innocent. Obviously, with this came many more jokes, and with many more jokes came hot water for Norm MacDonald behind the scenes at Saturday Night Live. Norm would be confronted by Don Ohlmeyer about the O.J. Simpson jokes, and Don was one of the executive producers at NBC who was very high up on the corporate ladder in the entertainment world. The reason for Don's frustration with Norm was that he happened to be very good friends with O.J. Simpson, which is an odd choice when you think about it. I've never been friends with a murderer before, but something tells me that those guys are real jerks. Don would tell Norm and Jim to tone down with the O.J. jokes a little bit, which was an absolutely ridiculous request when you consider the fact that Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live was a heavily topical news segment which was made to poke fun at current events. So what the hell were they supposed to do? Just ignore one of the biggest criminal trials of all time to make the producer more comfortable? To hell with that. Eventually, after many more hilarious jokes by Norm and Jim, the O.J. Simpson case would conclude with the Juice being found not guilty of murdering those two people that he absolutely murdered. Then Don would approach Norm and Jim again and say to them now that the trial was over and that they should just move on and stop doing O.J. jokes because at this point it's old news. As you could all probably predict, that's not the cloth from which Norm is cut. After being told this, he would then go on to open Weekend Update with this joke immediately after the trial's conclusion.
Thanks, I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California.
After this happened, Don Ohlmeyer made a move to have Jim Downey removed from the show as a head writer, and Don brought this to Norm's attention. When he asked Norm if he was fine with them doing this, Norm said that he would not do the show without Jim Downey, and that if they fired Jim from the show, that they would have to fire him as well. An incredibly loyal move from Norm. They really didn't want to let Norm go, but it was necessary if Jim was going to be fired, so both of them ate the bullet. And then it was perpetuated that the reason Norm was fired was because he wasn't funny, and we all know how that turned out, because Norm would then return to host a few years later. Anyway, even after his firing from SNL, Norm Macdonald would not lay off the OJ jokes. He would then host the ESPYs just 1 year after his firing, and this would once again demonstrate how vicious Norm was when he went after someone. With the ESPYs, we got this golden moment at the end of the show.
And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? And what a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off.
Despite no response from O.J. Simpson publicly about Norm's many jokes towards him and his guilt, O.J. would wisely stay silent and just never address these jokes. You might think that this would conclude the saga of Norm Macdonald and O.J. Simpson, but similar to the jurors who thought O.J. was innocent, you would be wrong. In June 2007, O.J. Simpson would release his book titled If I Did It, Confessions of a Killer, which is a tongue-in-cheek way of O.J. discussing how he would have went about his life if he did murder his wife and a waiter. But lucky for us, the book is listed in the fiction section at libraries, and O.J. is clearly not guilty of anything. Then later in September 2007, O.J. would find himself in legal trouble once again. This time it was for stealing his own memorabilia that he claimed was stolen from him. He was found guilty and sentenced to 33 years in prison with the chance for parole after 9 years. When this news was released, it would lead to Norm writing a new chunk of material about O.J. Simpson that we would then hear on his 2011 stand-up comedy special titled Me Doing Stand-Up, in one of the funniest bits about the O.J. Simpson trial to ever be recorded. In this bit, Norm claims he's changed his opinion on O.J. Simpson given his acquittal, and then states how he finds his new sentencing highly unfair. Listen to this.
Well, I've changed my mind on O.J. No, I'll tell you what I feel about O.J. As much as I was indignant about his acquittal, I'm equally indignant about his going to prison for stealing his fucking own shirts. I don't think that's fair. I don't think if you steal your own shirts, you should get 35 consecutive life sentences.
So Norm once again finds the funniest way possible to joke about O.J., but this time in a much more sly and indirect way. Absolutely phenomenal. In the meantime, Norm would make many tweets about O.J. Simpson. Some of the jabs that were directed at O.J., he probably himself could have found humor in. For example, this tweet of Norm saying he knows where O.J. is golfing because of the house behind him, or this tweet where he says he's in Vegas with O.J. and they're both golfing and how fun it could be, or this now deleted tweet where O.J. says his mother is the only person to call him Orenthal, and Norm replies, and lived to talk about it. Great use of Twitter from Normie, and then many years later, Norm would be on Lights Out with David Spade on December 2nd, 2019, where he would speak about O.J. Simpson for the final time. I'll show you that here.
Now in this cancel culture and everything, I have to say, I no longer take that position with O.J. Simpson. He was found not guilty. See him as the greatest rusher. That's all he's guilty of to me, is the greatest rusher in the history of the NFL. Yep. Maybe I was the greatest rusher to judgment.
All that for that?
Then just 2 years after this, Norm Macdonald would die of cancer in September 2021. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that O.J. Simpson changed his name to Cancer before killing Norm. It truly was a tragedy to find out that O.J. outlived Norm Macdonald, and it's even sadder to know that O.J. had one less person on Earth that he could kill. Then just recently, as I typed this, it was released that O.J. Simpson had lost his life to cancer, which is really sad to think about because O.J. Simpson won so many football games in his life, but the last thing he ever did was lose. What a loser that guy was! Upon the announcement of O.J. Simpson's death, there's a plethora of people who are going going back and watching Norm Macdonald on Saturday Night Live roasting O.J. Simpson, and it's bringing a whole new appreciation for Norm that hasn't always been there. It's nice to see Norm getting some of the recognition he finally deserves for killing his wife in a wait a second. What I meant to say was killing it on the Weekend Update. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something from this video, and if you like it, you can subscribe to the channel and like the video. Also, there's some bonus content on my Patreon if you want to check that out in the description below. But all in all, this was Norm Macdonald vs. O.J. Simpson, a full recap.
Oh, man. How you doing, Sean?
I'm great. Really quick, we have an audition coming up on our show for an old-fashioned homo who wears a thong and does lap dances.
Oh.
Go for it.
No, Andy is going to move out there in a couple
Oh, wait, when is this? Our producers will be
He'll
checking
call
our
you.
availability.
Yeah. You guys are doing well. The show's very successful. And you know what? Just as you were coming out of the curtain, Norm leans over to me and goes, "This guy got a Porsche."
Yes.
And I remember reading about it. Your show's a big hit for the network,
Well,
and they gave all you guys Porsches.
Yes, and you, what did you get?
Ha! What are you talking about?
Then a Jag, right? Because the Jag's not so bad.
NBC's given us nothing, and they fired Norm's ass. So, you know. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You're talking to the wrong group of people about having a Porsche here.
Right. No, I really don't.
They sent
like
me a
it.
seat cover.
Did they?
Yeah, for my Ford Taurus. I love it. Yeah.
And some Subway tokens.
Yeah.
No, we. I really don't like the Porsche that much. I mean, it's fun. No. Hey, stop it!
You're breaking me up here, pal.
No, I like my Camry. I'm everyday people, and the Porsche. The Porsche to me is just it's too loud because the engine's like right here, so you get in,
Right.
And half your body fits in it, so like my left leg is dragging on the pavement as I drive.
You cut a little hole for it.
But I look cool.
Yeah.
So
that's a nice gift to get, though.
Yeah. How about
show's
it?
going very well. You guys have a very physical show. I mean, you guys are always touching, bumping up against each other. You guys like to rub bellies. Every time I see a promo for your show, you guys are rubbing your bellies together. What's that all about?
Yeah,
because if it gets me a Porsche, I'm doing it.
Okay, come on, I'll give you mine.
All right, here we go.
You're like, no. Okay.
That's not happening, pal.
Yeah, we're pretty much touchy-feely on the set. We grope each other before we start a scene. Like, grab my crotch, it'll make the scene go much better. Okay, great. And then you say this line now, like that, and then we do it.
You do that, huh?
Yeah.
That's acceptable because there's so much fear of the sexual harassment. You got to be so careful. And we have had seminars here at NBC. The idea that you can just grab people's breasts.
Did you have that seminar?
I'm not touching anybody's boobs. I'm not doing that.
No, but did you have?
We had this. We all had to go.
Yeah, so did we, and we were sitting there. After the guy's like, it's very serious, don't make any jokes, and like every 5 seconds we're like making jokes. And after the whole thing was over, I walked out with my pants on my ankles and I said, "Great seminar," and I just walked to my car.
like that, yeah.
I did. My ass was hanging out.
Okay. This is only your third visit to New York City, is that right?
Yes, my third visit.
Do you like it here? I mean, are you getting used to it?
It's all right. I wasn't used to the alley, not having alleys. I didn't know the garbage is on the street and the rats are like everywhere. But it's a nice place to visit.
Right.
But one of the incidents I had this. You'll like this story. I had a hooker come up to me when.
Yeah, just tell this one to Norm. Norm suddenly woke up. Yeah.
So I had this hooker come up to me. No. I had been drinking out with some friends, and they dropped me off at the hotel, and I walked, to the hotel, and this hooker just, wrapped in newspapers in this skirt, I'm a little tipsy, and she comes up to me, she's like,
The
"Hey."
hooker was wrapped in newspapers?
Yeah, that's high fashion for hookers.
I've never heard of that before. You sure that was a hooker and not a newsboy? You said you'd had a few drinks.
It was dark.
This hooker wearing a cap saying "extra, extra" starts rubbing up against me.
Yeah. So, anyways, it was a woman, and she comes up to me.
I like how Norm and I immediately are like, "What? That doesn't sound right for a hooker." Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, it wasn't newspapers. She had like a Chanel dress on. All right. And I come up, bing. And she comes up and she starts groping me and she's like, "Come on, baby." It was just, for like for 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I gotta go, And she's like, starts groping me and everything. I go in, I'm like, whatever. I go in and I go to the front desk and I'm like, any messages? And I walk back to the elevator and she's through the glass going. And I'm like.
Betty bye time.
But I call my brother later the next day, and I tell him she's like, she was trying to get your money, because when I go out, all I bring is my license.
No, hookers don't want your money.
No. No.
What are you talking about?
No, but I mean, she, pickpocket and all that stuff. And that's
steal your
what
money.
She was doing, right? Like down my pocket. And
that's different.
But whatever. Blah blah blah. What a stupid story.
I like it when an interview ends with blah, 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 whatever. Well, Will and Grace.
That's true, man. One time my buddy was with a hooker, he was telling me.
Wait a minute, you have a hooker story?
Yeah.
Here we go.
And he said that he phoned me up once. He was in Vegas, and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm with this hooker, but I think she ripped me off, man, because she took the money, right? Oh no, yeah. She said She said something about, like, I'm going to go into the bathroom to get a towel to wipe off your balls or something.
Wait a minute. No, you can't. No, wait a minute. You can't. No, you can't. No, you
That's her.
I can't remember.
What are you doing tonight? I'm glad you can't remember the rest.
All of our stories.
Yeah, you only remembered the crucial sentence. This is a network show. This is like going to Salt Lake City tonight. Not tonight. All right.
I'm sorry.
Total meltdown tonight.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Will and Grace is on Tuesdays at 9 on NBC, the same network, by the way, which brought you all of this tonight. What higher endorsement? Sean Hayes. Thanks, Sean. We'll be right back.
Oh, boy, here we go. What do you think?
One of the greatest.
Canadian.
Yes, indeed, and we're proud of it, to have him as a lawnsman.
Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen, what a guy, and certainly his career has not begun to flicker out at all, even though he left us. He's still
really gotten stronger. His legend has.
People love him, and you see him all over the internet. And we're going to show you his appearances, or part of his appearances on this show, and the kind of joke that he would tell. And I'm only paraphrasing. It's the moth who goes in to see a podiatrist.
Yes.
Do you remember that joke?
Sure.
Yeah. And it tells the podiatrist, I got so much trouble. My wife left me. I got no money. The kids are on drugs. What am I going to do? And the podiatrist says, well, yeah, but that's great. I'm sorry to hear all of that, but I'm a podiatrist. You ought to go see a psychiatrist. What are you doing here? And the moth says, well, your light was on.
That's all. That's all there was to that.
and the foundational reason that I loved Norm from the beginning, my good friend when I first moved to California was George Miller.
Sure.
And all George cared about, jokes. He would write jokes. He didn't want to be on a sitcom. He just wanted to do his jokes and go home. And I thought that George was an acquired, maybe even a peculiar marginal taste in the world of comedy. And once I found out that Norm MacDonald loved George Miller, then I loved Norm MacDonald even more.
I see the similarity between the two guys.
That's right. But
humor on another level.
Humor on another level. And you got the sense sometimes that Norm would tell jokes that he knew would not get laughs, and that made him happy as though they had killed.
So true.
Yeah. Anyway, here, please enjoy once again, and he was on the final show and broke my heart, Norm MacDonald.
Thanks, man.
How did you get your start in? I know you originally was a stand-up comedian, but how did that begin?
Well, I was in Canada, and then, and so a lot of, we don't do much show business in Canada, and then they called me from the States to do the show, Star Search?
Star Search, yeah, Ed McMahon, the Star Search.
Ed McMahon. And so it was the International Star Search. It was a special Star Search.
Because you're Canadian.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
So I was in that, and then I lost. It was horrible.
Oh.
I got the lowest score like ever.
Really?
Yeah. And that's what they told me. And so I was up against guys that were much more international. Like there was one guy, he was from Africa, and he had like a big robe and a hat. And then another guy from Australia, and he had a hat too. And then I just had like a jag and a little tie.
Yeah,
you know?
you needed the hat, sure.
I didn't have a hat. So, and plus all my stuff wasn't funny. That didn't help.
No, that's no. All the hats in the world won't help that.
So I went on. It was really humiliating. You know?
I'm sorry to hear that.
And nobody laughed. Even Ed didn't laugh. I knew I was doing bad.
Ed McMahon wasn't laughing?
That's what he does for a living.
Yeah, more or less, sure.
So, he was taking some time off while I was out there. And he was just glaring at me there. But he was a good guy. He always makes it dramatic, tries to make it dramatic.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a big moment.
Yeah.
Sure.
So even if it's, everybody knew I was going to lose. But you have to go out with the other guy and with the guys with the hats, and I knew I was going to lose. And then, he goes like, another tough decision for the judges. And that was the only time I heard laughter when I was on stage. And he said, all right, y'all, Canadian champion Norm MacDonald receives 3/4 of a star.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good at all.
I figured out later that to get 3/4 of a star, 3 guys had to give me 1 star, and then 1 guy gave me none.
And you're getting to be kind of like a celebrity, like a big deal, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of marginally. I did a celebrity golf tournament.
Is that fun?
It's all right, Well, it didn't work out very well.
Why not?
Well, the thing is, the idea is you go, and there's 3 regular guys, and then there's the celebrity.
Yeah.
So
it'd be like a guy from the Rotary Club, a guy from the bank, a guy from the Kiwanis Club, and you playing a foursome.
And so I showed up there, and there were 3 guys there. My tee time was like 10:15, and so one of the guys, he says to me, we're just standing there, and the guy says to me, he says, hey, I wonder who our celebrity is.
That's no good.
So you don't want to, it's hard to identify yourself as a celebrity
Sure,
to others, And so I said it was me, and we golfed. I spent the whole first 9 holes trying to explain who I was to the guy. And plus, there were other guys. They were like celebrity spotting. They were like envious of all the others. So then I was like, "Hey, Scully Mitchell, look at that over there," Or there's Chachi. I was even doing it, And
it's kind of a thrill for you as well.
It was pretty cool to see these guys. And plus, it doesn't help that I'm no good at golf. I stink at golf.
Not very good.
Not only, I've been in the woods all the time trying to find my ball, and they're on the fairway going, "Hey, where the hell's that guy? We don't know who he is,"
It sounds like a fun outing, though, all in all.
Yeah, it was fun.
Now, when you go out, generally, I would guess, though, that people usually know who you are when you're walking around New York City, especially. You get recognized all the time?
A little bit. Sometimes, a lot of times I get like, hey, you're that guy from Saturday Night Live. And then I go, yeah. And then they go, that show sucks.
No, see, that's not good. That's no good.
And then I go, yes, thank you very much. Sometimes, a lot of times, because I'm not famous, but one guy will recognize me and everybody else won't. So it'll just make a big, hey, and then everyone looks at me, what? And then I go, I'm the guy from the TV. But I want to get famous, That's my big goal.
Really? To
Not
be famous?
enough so that I can't walk down the street, like you, where your life is hell. But I want to. I'd like to get famous enough so that if I ever had problems with my liver or something, I could get another one quick. That kind of.
You want to go to the top of the list?
Yeah.
How is your liver? Everything all right there?
Everything, no,
okay, good.
Everything's
good.
fine
Knock
with
on
my
wood.
liver,
Thank
but if
God.
I get famous enough, I'm going to hit the booze.
Yeah. And it's nice to know that you have that as kind of an insurance policy. Yeah. And you're a Canadian, as is Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada.
Is that where you began as a comedian?
Yeah, I did stand-up in Canada, and man, that stinks.
Really?
Oh, my God. You ever go on the road and do stand-up?
Yeah, used to do that all the time, sure.
That stinks, right?
Yeah, it was not, I mean, the travel was grueling.
Yeah, plus everyone hates you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't need to go on the road for that.
But I remember this one gig I did. It was like, I call them a gigs.
Yeah, sure, because you're in showbiz.
Right. So it was in Red Deer, Alberta. You know where that is?
Oh, yes.
Well, you know every other place in the map.
Part of that Red Deer Metroplex up there in Alberta.
Yeah, it was just outside of Red Deer, and
just outside of Red Deer.
It was before I was hot. So I couldn't get Red Deer. So for those of them that didn't understand the first part. Yeah. So I was at this gig, and it was tough, you know. Like the guy told me before I went on, he said, you know, you got to do the whole hour. I had to do an hour.
Gee, that's grueling.
That's a long
that
time.
Really is tough.
And he said, if you don't do the hour, you don't get the check, because a lot of people have been, you know, leaving before the hour was over. And so I started doing my comedy, you know, and everyone hated my guts. And so like 10 minutes into it, if everyone hates your guts for the first 10 minutes, you know, you're not going to win them over.
It's discouraging.
Yeah, you know, you're not going to have a good other 50 minutes.
No.
So everyone hates me. So then after a whole hour of that, I have to host a joke contest, you know, where I bring people from the audience
A little
up.
talent show kind of thing.
Yeah, and they tell their jokes.
Yeah.
So they go up and they're hostile towards me, you know, oh my God. So every guy, it would be like he would use me as like the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, the guy would be going, okay, you know, they have a mic there in their hands.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Thank you, Norm. Thank you. And what would this be? Would this be a phone? Hello?
Sometimes this isn't a mic. You know, some of my jokes. But I don't know. So the guy
should have loved that in Canada, for heaven's sakes.
I should have used that. I wasn't that savvy at that point. But so the guy's up there. He's got the mic, you know, and he goes like, he's using me. Everybody, you know, it would be going like, okay, folks, here's the joke. Hey, what's your name again? Norm. There's this fruit, Norm, you know, and they get a big laugh. And so everybody would be abusing me more. Finally, this guy comes up, you know, drunk, you know, and he goes, hey, Norm, you know? And I go, yeah? He goes, well, you want to see my impression of a whale? You know? And I go, yeah, that'd be good, you know? And so he has this beer, so he takes a big swig of beer, and then he, like, spits it up all over my face and my shirt and everything. I said, I didn't even get it either till much later.
That's too bad.
It's the blowover.
Yeah,
the whale.
of course, yes.
And the beer is the seawater.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I got stuff dripping over me. I have to give this guy the gift certificate, you know? He won.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
people went
yeah.
crazy. So then I'm depressed. I go in the corner. I'm playing Frogger, you know? I got water. I got beer. It was beer. The beer was playing the water.
Yeah.
What a story, huh? I want to become real famous, you know?
Yeah.
Real, like famous.
Yeah.
I want to be like you, you know? Famous.
No, I'm not. Like John Goodman. John Goodman, that's a famous guy.
Yeah, John Goodman. But I'd say you're more famous than John Goodman.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
So I want to get that kind of fame where just, you know, people bug you all the time. And, you know, I'd like maybe a woman show up, figure me for her husband. You know, that kind of thing. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, well, sure.
But I get kind of like...
I think I can make that happen.
I kind of got half fame, you know, like sometimes people, I was taking the airplane there, flying on the airplane, and I get on the airplane, so I got this character beside me, you know, sitting there with me, and he says to me, He says, I really like you on the show there, Fred. Calls me Fred.
Fred.
Yeah. So he recognized me, but he thought my name was Fred. So I figured, what the hell? It's a name, Fred, right? And so I go, yeah, thanks a lot. I don't want to go, hey, I'm not Fred, you know? So I go, yeah, thanks a lot. He goes, yeah, you're good, Fred. Keeps saying it, you know? So I go, thanks, man, thanks, that's good. No, I like you, Fred, he says to me. I go, yeah, okay, I get the idea. So I just keep talking to him. So then this other character comes out of the bathroom, you know? He had to go to the bathroom. And he's walking down the airplane aisle, and he sees me. He says, hey, you're that guy from the show. And I go, yeah. And he goes, what's your name? You know, so I go, it's Fred. You know, it's Fred. I can't.
You don't want to upset the other guy.
Right, I don't want to.
And you got the rest of you be explaining.
Yeah. So the guy goes, yeah, he has a funny look on his face, right? He goes, yeah, what's your last name? So I go, I don't want to say McDonald in case the guy goes, no, it's Norm MacDonald.
Yeah, that's
then
right. It'd be a tip-off for him, sure.
So I go, Fred Kendall. I can say Kendall.
Fred Kendall.
Yeah, I just came out with Kendall. So the guy goes, yeah, that's right, Fred Kendall.
Makes perfect sense now.
Oh, yeah, I had a great holiday, you know, and a Christmas and stuff, you know, and I got lots of good presents.
That's nice.
Actually, I got one present. You ever get a present like, you know, where there's a guy gives you a present that's a lot better than the one you gave to him?
It's a little embarrassing, yeah.
Yeah.
I do it with Paul all the time.
Yeah? So, you know, the guy gave me this year, this guy Fred Johnson, he gave me a whole laser disc system.
Wow, that's great.
And I got him one of them chia heads, you know? So I had opened mine first, you know, so I was like, oh, this is great. And then I knew he was going to open his and see the chia head, you know? So I was thinking fast, you know, I was thinking fast. So as he opened it, I said, yeah, that's not the only thing I got you. He goes, what else? I go, oh, I got you this check here for $500.
Wow.
I wrote that
out. But Fred, if I know Fred Johnson, he'd probably enjoy that chia head, don't you think?
Fred Johnson's a good man.
Yeah. Do you have plans? Norm, we're only a few days into the new year. Do you have plans?
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to see happen? Any resolutions?
I have my resolutions. I always make resolutions.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that the big mistake people make when they make their resolutions is they overreach, you know? They make resolutions that they can't possibly...
Set their goals too high.
They set their goals too high, yeah. So then they're only setting themselves up for failure.
Yeah. So
what I do is I do the opposite. I set my goals low, knowing that I will reach them.
That's
you
right.
know?
And when you do, you check them off.
I check them off.
Feel good about yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had 2 this year. One is I'm going to get a haircut. I know. I'll be able to do that. And the second one is I'm going to watch that TV show, Run Away with the Rich and Famous.
Oh! Those are your resolutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
So I know. You know, my other friend got me once, Steve Corrin, my other friend, he got me a cat once.
Oh, is that a good thing to give somebody, a cat?
That's a horrible thing, because then you got to take care of it for the rest of his life.
That's right.
You know?
It's a commitment. It's a lifelong commitment.
Yeah. And my cat, I had a horrible thing with it last summer. It had a heart attack.
No.
Yeah, you ever hear of that?
No, I never have.
I never heard of that either. And so I came home one day and the cat was there, you know, and he was like like that, and there was like white stuff coming out of his mouth, and he's like, So I was like freaked out, you know, and so I phoned up, I phoned up 911, you know, which is just for people. It turns out that's just for people.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing, you know, off the top of your head, that's not a bad thing.
So I even said, what's the one for the cats, you know, what's the number? And then the woman goes, look, get off the phone, Will Carter, you know. So my neighbor, you know, takes me to the animal hospital, and I get there, and it's all people, you know, there's actually hospitals for animals, like emergencies. Yeah. And so I go in, I got the cat there, you know, and they go, you know, yes, what's the problem? And I go, look, and it's going, and then it's an emergency. Everybody freaks out, you know. It's like on ER or something. They're like, whoa, the cat, where they take it out, you know. And everything's like panic and bedlam, you know. And so I just sit down, start reading a magazine there, you know. And a little while later, this guy comes out. He's like a doctor, but not a real doctor.
He's a veterinarian.
Yeah. So he calls me back and he goes, okay, we got to talk, you know. So I go, okay. He goes, like he's breaking bad news to me. He goes, your cat had a heart attack, you know. It's like, oh, what? I never heard of such a thing, you know. I I didn't even know they had hearts, you know? I go, that's a bad thing. So anyways, he goes, you can go and see him, you know, and you can go and visit your cat.
That's nice.
So he said, you only can have 20 minutes, you know, there's like a vision. So they take you to this room, and it's like a big room, and there's your cat on a gurney, he's all drugged up, you know. And so then you're alone with your cat in the room.
Well, that's a nice thing, don't you think?
Well, after about a minute, you go, I got a life to get back to. You know? My cat.
Oh, my. Welcome back to the old show, buddy.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
What's new in your life? Things going all right?
Well, you know, the things that are new in my life are from the newspapers. I read the newspapers.
That's a good place. It's an excellent source of new material.
Yeah. So every day I'm reading them. A lot of news stories. I read today that Dr. Kevorkian, you know, he killed his 41st patient the day before yesterday. And I don't know, but I think people should start to realize he's not a good doctor, you know, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Don't go to this guy. I've killed less people than that. I'm not even a doctor, you know? I'd be a better doctor than him.
Seems like it would be a blot on his record somehow, doesn't it? Yeah.
And the other big thing I read the newspapers. I also read the magazines, you know?
The periodicals.
Yeah, the periodicals.
Yeah.
And I was reading, I don't know if you read the cover of Time magazine, but they got the cover this week is a lady saying, I'm gay.
Yeah, that's Ellen DeGeneres, I think, yeah.
But that's got to be a slow news week, a lady saying she's gay, that's a big story.
I guess.
Yeah, and, but it's brave of her, though, you know, it's brave, it's brave
Takes
of her.
a great deal of personal courage.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I read just this morning that Richard Simmons now, to take it even further, he now is making a statement that he's really, really, really gay.
That's news.
Yeah.
To me, that ought to be on the cover.
Yeah, he got burned. But the big thing, of course, is also the Hale Bopp comet.
Have you seen it?
Haven't seen it.
I'm proud to say I've seen it like 15, 16 times.
You have?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I saw it last night driving home.
You did?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I should see it, you know, because I didn't know it was going to be around for like a month. I thought a comet goes fast, you know? You know what I mean?
Like a bullet, just
yeah,
ding.
like, oh, there's the comet, it's gone. Oh, we'll never see it again. But this comet is like real slow.
Yeah.
And I was reading in a magazine periodical, as you call it.
Yeah.
I was reading that it was named after Hale and Bopp.
Two guys, yeah.
Yeah, there's two guys. There's Hale, right?
Right. And Bopp. Yeah. They discovered it independent of one another.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it wasn't like they were hogging the tail. Let me take a look. No, you know. They found it the same night in two different locations. Didn't even know each other.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I know so much less than most people. You know?
That takes a lot of courage to admit that, too.
No, I know.
Put you on the cover of Time. I'm dumb.
It's not dumb because I don't know book learning. You know what I mean?
No.
But I know things from the street. You know what I mean? Like, but I.
So anyway, the comet now. Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it. I don't know where. I know it's in the sky, but I haven't. I went. I almost thought I took a plane to see my mother.
Oh, that'd be a great opportunity to see the comet. Yeah.
And so we were on the plane, and then the guy comes on, the pilot. You know, he comes on. He goes, "Yes, people of the plane." He didn't say that.
People of the plane.
He said, passengers, you know. He says, listen, guys, if you look out, if you're on the left side of the aircraft, you know, if you're sitting, you can look out, see the Hale Bopp comet. And of course, I'm on the right side of the damn plane. So I look out, and I said, all I got is like the wing of the plane, you know. So I get gypped, you know. So then I land, you know, I haven't seen it. And then I go to my not my grandmother, my mother. It's my son's grandmother. I go to my mother's, I'm sorry.
That's right. I can see where you are.
I am.
She is a grandmother. She's just not your grandmother.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was with her, and she goes, she goes out on her balcony, you know, and she goes, "Oh, Norm, the Hale-Bopp comet is up in the sky." And I go, "Oh man, I'm gonna see that." But I was watching Rhoda. You know Rhoda?
Yeah.
And so I said, "I'll be there in a minute. I'll be there in a minute." And I'm watching, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And
So you
not that it was Rhoda, it wasn't a boring show.
No, yeah. But I think, Norm, I think the comet will be visible for a few more days.
Yeah,
You really
they
ought
say
to
that.
take advantage of it.
Yeah, well, now, you know, it's weird, the comet, because it's like tainted now because all those guys killed themselves, you know, and now, I don't know, you can't look at the comet without thinking about a bunch of dirty ghosts flying around a spaceship, you know?
Well, that's perhaps your own personal struggle with the comet. Do what you can. Were you ever in a cult yourself?
Oh, what?
No, I don't know. Maybe. You never know, you know?
No, I've never been in a cult.
Yeah?
I would never be in a cult. Like, because, like, that cult, my God almighty, like you were saying, they had to castrate themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a thing.
Well, I don't think they had to castrate themselves. I think they had a technician.
Oh.
Like a dental hygienist. They didn't have to do it themselves.
Okay, but they had to get castrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a thing that, you know, that's a big thing in your life. You know what I mean?
It's a huge commitment.
Yeah. So you have to really believe, and believe me, you know, I mean, I want to ride in a spaceship as much as the next guy, you know? But it'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be great. You know? Everybody likes that.
What you're saying is there's a limit.
Yeah, and plus, you know what? These guys are probably up in the spaceship, and they're like, "Good Lord, what were we thinking? We castrated ourselves. Here we are in a spaceship. Maybe there's some nice-looking ladies up there on Pluto."
No dice now.
Yeah, they're castrated. Maybe the aliens are going, "You morons! We on our planet we value testicles above all else." You know?
I guess.
Death Squad?
I have had problems with them. Yeah. They tried to derail me years ago. Well, because I was in cahoots with Mencia, they thought.
Okay. Oh, right.
So when the whole Carlos Mencia, Joe Rogan thing happened, they had me on tape. Right? Like, I didn't know that Joe Rogan was, I love Joe, he's a friend of mine. Yeah. Joe, if you're listening, we're good, right? But the thing is that I didn't know that he was taping me. So I said, yeah, Mencia steals. And then I also said that I sucked my cousin's dick. Yeah. Can I say that?
That's a sharp left.
Yeah, which I didn't know there was a camera on. Okay. Right? Yeah. And I'm not gay, but in high school I sucked my cousin's dick. Yeah, sure. And then also on top of that I said that Vietnamese people were jungle Asians, which I had to apologize to the Vietnamese people, and I apologized. That's what I said back then.
Do you mean he put this up on the internet or something?
Then he put it on the internet. Death Squad did, right? And all of a sudden now, right, my aunt, you know, my cousin's mom calls me.
No, you sucked his dick.
Yeah, no, we sucked each other's dick.
Oh,
yeah, and vice versa, right? I go, I didn't. You know what I mean? And then my mom, that's my mom's sister, they didn't talk, and then she died.
Oh, no. Oh, Jesus Christ.
She died, right?
Story.
See, so the last thing that, you know what I mean, I heard from my aunt is you didn't suck each other's dick, and then a couple years later, my mom, they stopped talking, and then she died.
Oh, that's fucked up. Famous last words.
Yeah, I love Death Squad.
Yeah. How many views did it get?
Millions. Oh, but then over the years, though, I made my way back into the group, and now we're all good.
So you opened for Mencia, which made you the enemy of the Death Squad.
Yeah. Because it's
like a Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah, it's just like it.
So the Death Squad.
I don't know what Bruce Lee movie.
They're comedians. Yeah. Well, don't you think Death Squad makes more sense in a Bruce Lee movie than a comedy club?
Is true, that's true.
I went to a comedy club, and then the next week the Death Squad were there. It's just odd. I don't know. And they acted like it was a normal thing.
Are these street jokes?
No.
So you wrote them?
They're not. Someone wrote them.
No, I'll just read them.
Yeah.
When you're single trying to attract a partner, it's important to project the qualities you desire, which I understand, but boy, oh boy, have I had to suck a lot of dick lately.
That's sort of like a Bobby Lee joke.
It is a lot like a Bobby Lee.
All right. What about this one? This is for you. Here's one for Bobby Lee.
I don't want to know no more dick sucking.
No, sir.
And then I also said that I sucked my cousin's dick.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
That's a sharp left turn.
Yeah, which I didn't know there was a camera on.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not gay, but in high school I sucked my cousin's dick.
Yeah, sure.
Boy, was it hot outside today. I went out to buy a California Pizza Kitchen signature, pepperoni frozen flatbread, and by the time I got home, it was perfectly cooked and entirely eaten. 100% true.
Oh, you ate it. See, I love these laughs. I love these laughs. It's just kind of weird, right? Some of them are odd. I'm not going to lie to you.
This is a joke.
Well, some of them.
This is a joke.
I think technically.
Like an observational joke?
Like, what about this one? This is a short one, fast one.
I signed up for my company's 401k.
401k?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I fucked it up.
No.
Don't give me a line reading.
I
give me a line reading.
I didn't know what 401k was, so I thought.
I mean, you give me a line reading, then you touch me. That's
Well, you're very soft.
I know. I signed up for my company's 401k, but I don't think I can run that far.
It is a long way. Wait, I gotta get one that's gonna make Bobby happy. I don't like when he scowls after that. You ever hear of steampunk?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, there's a joke for you.
I wouldn't call myself a fan of steampunk, but I will say it's the healthiest way to prepare punk.
If I was grading constellations, well, this is a thing we get once in a while. We ask for letters from people that have problems, and it's actually called Dear Bobby. So this one says, Dear Bobby, I am in love with 2 boys and don't know which one to marry. First there's Andy. He's sort of blonde and sells insurance. Mama likes him, which helps a lot. He's very reliable and seems anxious to get married. Then there's Tony. He's dark and sort of gives me the creeps, but they're awfully nice creeps. I don't know which one I like best. In the daytime, I like Andy, but I believe I like Tony better at night. Which one do you think would make the best husband for me? Andy or Tony?
How long is this?
This show?
Yeah.
So how long has it run so far?
I have all day,
so far?
but I just kind of want to know how long it is.
It's over. But thanks, man. You were awesome. You were the best guest so far. Great, Bobby.
No, I used to hang out with Norm MacDonald a lot. Me and Norm were really close.
I loved him.
And we used to go play tennis. And after we'd play tennis, we'd go into like the 7-Eleven. And we'd always do this thing where we go, okay, we're going to go in together. And each of us has to point at one item and make a joke about it. And it was really hard. Like people think making jokes as a comedian is easy, but it's not. But I'll never forget Norm did this. It's the only one I remember. But I pointed to, you remember those things, animal crackers?
Yeah.
And I pointed to the animal crackers, and Norm just goes, that horse cock didn't taste very good.